Howdy.
Howdy. The frick me out. Did you notice? Did you get kicked out too?
No, it didn't kick me out.
Oh wow, it kicked me out. Well, anyway,
I wonder if it was because of the song.
it could be. It could be. I wouldn't put it past them. The bastards, the sons of bitches, are roddy dirt and hoes.
Dirty,
Hi guys.
dirty
How y'all doing?
cocksuckers.
Welcome to the cocksuckers. Welcome to the Yankee Gutter Pub, man. We got some tunes lined up. We're gonna sit and watch what Trump's rebuttal is tonight. It is obviously 4/4/2023 on a Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are coast to coast, top to bottom, around the world, live. And I am Yank, and my beautiful co-host is Gutter. You guys all know her. Welcome
How dare?
to the pub. Hi,
How
Gutter.
are we?
I'm not too bad. I'm hanging in there. It's kind of one of them days, man. There was a lot of shit going on. There's been a lot of shit going on lately, man. So, we've been feeling it. It's been like this heavy weight on the shoulders of everybody, I think. There's a lot of people I see cheering today. I kind of got a mood like that in my neighborhood, I think, which I was a little surprised about. I saw a couple people walking around with big old smiles on their faces, looking like they were talking shit. So, could be that. But on to the first thing. First thing is flat-chested female wins the booby prize tonight for being the first person to comment. Congratulations, flat-chested female. You now have a nice perky set again. Good for you. So
She should be well endowed for a flat-chested female. I'm just saying.
Kidding. You ain't kidding.
See, you come here. Look how we can just make all your dreams come true.
That's right. And we spare no expense. We either give you the ones on the dusty floor with the bubble gum, or we buy the nice inflatable ones. So you can just
and
hook
just
an
so
air
you
hose
know,
up to them.
Yank is always willing to test them for you. So if you ever are in doubt as to whether they feel real or how a man would react to them, he's your man.
I am.
Just saying.
I am. Thank you, Gutter. I appreciate the plug.
Hey, I got your back.
Nice. Sweet.
And you got their front.
I got their front. Ooh, we're making a sandwich. They're the meat in the middle. Nice. Nice. As long as I don't have to be the meat in the middle, I'd be fine. I always want to be the bread.
You do it
one
in a
side
heartbeat.
of the sandwich or the other. Huh?
You would so be the victim in a heartbeat. Oh yes, please.
Well, I mean, it depends on what we're doing. I mean, if there's another dude in the room,
go ahead.
No. So we got Lee Sugar Britches is in the house. Who don't speak either of the two main Sherry. We've got government employees, people who speak in either of the two languages who don't speak. Yeah. I can't read too. Me no good read today. We got Big Bobby Bacalino coming in hot. I get to travel a bit for work, and so at least I get to see some cool places. Nice.
That's
Lucky
cool.
bastard. Lucky bastard. We got Sherry from Canada. You'll do great at anything you do, Amanda, I'm sure. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. Let's see. Where did that comment go? Amanda quit her job.
She did.
Yeah, she quit her job. Yeah. Hi, Sherry from Canada. Sorry. We got Lee Sugar Britches
quit
again.
her job. Most people would be like, "Oh my god, I quit my job," but under the circumstances, she quit her job because sounds like she was underappreciated. So,
did you get under the desk once in a while? I mean, shit, that might help.
Well, if I know Amanda, she aimed to please in every way possible, and it sounds like
they just weren't biting, huh?
Well, they just weren't They just weren't appreciative of it.
I gotcha.
From the sounds of it. So
I want to know what the deal is. Every time we have a Tuesday night here, Bobby's running into the shower.
I'm telling you,
he just works some weird hours.
They're in the background touching yourselves while you're watching us.
That's true.
It's a little creepy. Not that you're.
She is.
That
She bought herself a new laptop and we were looking to work remotely, huh?
That's a good idea, Amanda. And there is tons of opportunities. I mean, you can there's tons of them. Tons. I know. Flat-chested female said she needs my old boobs. You know, I was looking in the drawer that I used to store them in, and I did not see them in there. I'm wondering if I got rid of them. I'll never forget Marvin sticking the silicone on it. But I don't think Marvin put the silicone on the ones that I kept. I think the silicone ones were the ones I gave to the lady at the facility that needed some because hers broke. And hers broke bad.
Broken boobies are bad.
No doubt.
Hi, Missy. Thanks for coming. What's shaking? Ooh, I think flat-chested female with a new set of gams. Tatas. Chichis. Dos chichis.
Those chichis.
As you guys can see, we do already have the StreamYard thing up. I'm not going to talk too long because we don't, one more minute to go here, and supposedly Trump's going to start talking. So let me just get through here and say hi to everybody. Okay, Black Sheepdog is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming. Justine Price is in the house. Huh?
I'll put this up. Look we're all professional now. Do you see this, Yank?
Nice. Yes, I can. Yep, I can see it. Can you make it bigger? Breathe on it, touch it.
I can make it any size you want. See, edit layout.
How about any size you want?
So you want the flags this bigger?
What's that?
You want this part bigger or us bigger?
No. They make the flag thing. They don't have to see us. They know what we look like. Hi, Ann. Good to see you. Who else we got in the house? In the house. Ann is in the house. I think who else we got? Jesus, I'm way the hell out. Mick. Yo, Mick. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. David S is in the house. He's got to get more comfortable. Let's let him get more comfortable. Laid back. Okay. Down the bottom. Okay. Nope. What's up, motherfuckers? Okay. Let's get some volume on that, Gutter. Can we hear a little bit of what this?
Are you ready to hear it? Or do you still want to? Did you say hi to everybody?
Yeah, I can't. I said hi to everybody who's here. There's 22 people here. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Hi, all 22, you motherfuckers. We love every one of you cats. Oh, 23. I'm sorry, right. 23. All right. That's Yank said it. You heard it. Okay. We're gonna
fucking high.
Fucking AI, man.
If he wasn't
a
candidate for president at this very moment, obviously that is a big factor in stipulation.
I can't hear it. Can you guys hear it? One in the chat if you can hear it, fine. Two if it needs to go up a little bit more.
As far as possible president time, if he's not convicted,
he'd be facing a massive.
Well, if he weren't a candidate, no. I mean, I think if he weren't a candidate, I think Randy would agree. The case would probably move along quicker. To
these guys streaming too?
Hint.
No, I thought it was
streaming a stream.
Is this question of things all the way out in December? I mean, I've gone to court hundreds of times, and so has Randy, of course. And the first conference is in a month or two. And we regroup and we talk about motion schedules and all of that. So the fact that the next time is December, but I liked your question though, Andrew, which is what's really going to happen day to day, because that's an open question. There's two possibilities there. Possibility one is it really does go into a lull and everybody knows, oh yeah, they'll be back
Sherry,
in
just for the
December.
future.
That's it. Let's go on.
You go to the TV, you don't have to tell us, be right back.
These breathless reports. There's the
like
lawyer.
You're really leaving.
Just came out of the clerk's office. He filed a motion. I expect it'll be somewhere in the middle. You're not going to have breathless, coverage every minute, et cetera, et cetera. Because let's face it,
what we just went through. That's the question. Maybe he's stuck somewhere on some paper.
It's incredible. The plane is now taxied out 10 feet, Jim. Back to you.
Thanks for
really micromanaged because people are interested.
It might backfire. You're right.
You're going to see that now between now and December. But I think you'll see some reporting, but not breathless every minute reporting.
Those people
But
have been
Andrew, to
standing
your
there
point, in
intently,
terms of
those two
pure
by the
penalties,
door,
a max of
like-
4 years on each
and
of
not-
the E felonies,
like,
a
I mean,
max
they
of a
hardly
year
move.
on
They
the
hardly look
misdemeanors.
away.
Since Doug
Like they're
had
waiting for
mentioned
him to come
earlier,
out. They
these
can
really
see him.
arise out of
Oh,
two
there's Sly.
transactions. Stormy
There's
Daniels.
Fly. Wow. Trump indictment,
you know,
nothing
you don't
happened. They didn't even
them
give him his
4
mugshot.
years
That
on,
would get
on
him paid
each
another
felonies,
$4
and
million.
if they
I
were
know, right?
misdemeanors, a year on
He
each
could have
of
made
them.
one of those. What was it, like the Trump cards he made? He could have
Donald
made a
Trump
fucking
will
jail
win
cell
selling
one.
Doug Burns. Nobody's going into jail in this
Maybe we
case.
could make him one.
No one's
Nothing
going
really
to see
happened.
You could probably make
136
$1 million
seconds,
off of making
1 second in
one.
jail, let alone 136
Trump
years.
mugshots.
And again,
Yeah.
truth be told,
Right.
this will really,
How
if
do they
anything,
call
right
those
now,
things?
it
Not
may
gifts.
gin up his
What was
base.
the?
It may create a boost
Ah.
in the polling, particularly if
Someone will know
there
what
are
I'm talking
people
about.
really
PTFs? No.
latching on to this
PFTs?
notion
No.
that this is a political
I
prosecution.
can't
As
remember
you
what they
said,
call them.
if it weren't the president, would this prosecution even be brought?
Not a
I
gift.
think it'd be tough to say.
Not a
The
what?
answer would be, yeah, it would be
No.
brought anyway.
Not a PFT.
Okay, can I just game out another
What were
scenario?
those things that they were all of a sudden making like worth money, but they were just like memes and shit?
8:15 there in
Trump's cards were technically those.
in Mar-a-Lago. We were expecting former President
don't
Trump right
know.
at 15. He is running a little bit late.
Never
I have another
heard of it.
question, and this is a legal question as well.
Someone
In
will
the event that it is
say
getting
it in the
serious
chat, Bill.
with the Trump legal team, and
turn him
Okay,
down if you all
fine.
talk. I can't hear shit.
they don't know how the jury is going to be faring.
Now answer the question, David.
Yeah. What are those
Af-
things called? PTFs? What are they called? PSTs? PTSDs? What are they fucking called? The memes where
STDs.
people make money. Yeah, STDs could be. AIDS. I don't know.
FDS.
Something like that. Yep. What do you call them? Oh, God, I can't believe I'm having a brain fart like this. And I'm waiting for someone to tell me what they're called. NFTs.
Come on.
NFTs.
NFTs. Okay.
NFTs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He could
yeah,
make
yeah.
an NFT of him in the jail cell and it would make him fucking bazillion dollars. You know, just his picture behind bars. So he can be smiling and be like this or something, you know. These bars are beautiful. They're the best. The greatest. TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. There you go. No, NFTs. NFTs.
I love
Yeah,
how
Trump is late.
MSNBC, that short-haired, dark-headed fucking dyke bitch. I don't know what her name is. Anyways, she was
Rachel
like,
Maddow.
she said, "Do you love how Trump called for protests and nobody's protesting? Nope, nobody showed up today." This was yesterday, and then the whole fucking place was invaded today. I thought it was funnier and shit.
What place was invaded?
Well, they're everywhere in New York. I mean, yeah, there were tons of people. They were protesting.
You mean supporters or people against?
Supporters. I'm
Oh.
sure there was some against him too.
Yeah. I heard they put like the supporters and the anti
Okay, and
people
you also
like
see there
in a pen
Jason
together.
Miller. He is a
Oh, there's Eric Trump.
2020
He's
campaign.
weird looking, man.
Camera was
Damn it.
No touchy, gutter. No touchy.
Don't touchy. Just a minute.
What happened?
members of the Secret Service getting ready. You can kind of make out the former president there
Here it
behind
comes.
those American flags. You can see the hair. Let's listen in,
right,
and
we'll
we'll take
take
this
this
Make
live
it full
for you,
screen.
Doug.
I'm gonna have a drink every time he says I. I'll be
Right, and this is
hammered
over
in about 10 minutes.
This unprecedented, historic day Former President Donald Trump to Lower Manhattan. We also heard from the DA who is bringing the case. Alvin Bragg will be playing out some of those comments a little bit later. We also heard briefly from
get a mug.
legal team as well, right outside the courthouse in that scrum of reporters issuing their thoughts on the case. It does look like the former president is making his way into the ballroom. Let's listen.
Mayor Adams. Okay, here he comes. I'm going to shut up now. I don't think it's loud enough, Gutter.
I can't turn it up.
Thank you very much, everybody. We have to save our country. God bless you all. God bless you all. And I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Never thought it could happen. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it.
Can you guys hear okay?
Rats.
I know it's a little quiet.
Hey, remember that? They attacked me with an onslaught of fraudulent investigations. Russia, Russia, Russia. Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Impeachment hoax number 1. Impeachment hoax number 2. The illegal and unconstitutional raid on Mar-a-Lago, right here. They're lying to the FISA courts, the FBI.
Hi, MX Chick. Thanks for coming. I saw you on Rick's Live.
Changes.
Thank you for coming.
By not getting approvals from state legislators.
Hey, Scrappy.
The millions of votes illegally stuffed into ballot boxes and all caught on government cameras. And just recently, the FBI and DOJ in collusion with Twitter and Facebook in order not to say anything bad about the Hunter Biden laptop from hell, which exposes the Biden family as criminals and which, according to the pollsters, would have made a 17-point difference in the election result. We needed a lot less than that, like about 16.9. It would have been in our favor, not my favor, our favor, because our country is going to hell. And we remember the 51 intelligence agents who said Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. It didn't exist. It was Russian disinformation. Remember that? And that was all confirmed strongly by the FBI when they all knew that it wasn't Russian disinformation. And so much more. Our elections were like those of a third world country. And now this massive election interference at a scale never seen before in our country, beginning with the radical left, George Soros-backed prosecutor Alvin Bragg of New York, who campaigned on the fact that he would get President Trump. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. This is a guy campaigning. You want to get President Trump at any cost, and this before he knew anything about me, didn't know a thing about me. He was campaigning. As it turns out, virtually everybody that has looked at this case, including rhinos and even hardcore Democrats, say there is no crime and that it should never have been brought. Never have been brought. Ever brought. Even people that aren't big fans have said it. They said this is not the right thing to do. It's an insult to our country as the world is already laughing at us.
I'll be back in a couple of minutes, Gutter, okay?
Reasons like our open borders, our incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan, where we left behind American citizens, $85 billion worth of the best military equipment in the world, lost 13 magnificent young lives and far too many to mention that are so badly hurt with the loss of arms and legs and facial obliteration. The most embarrassing time in our country's history, in my opinion. Then our give up on energy independence and even energy dominant. We're going to be dominant within 6 months, more than any other nation ×2. We had this all just 3 years ago, our raging crime statistics, if you look in Democrat-run cities, numbers the likes of which we have never seen before, the open threats by various countries of the use of nuclear weapons, something never mentioned or discussed by outside nations during the Trump administration, and which could very well lead under the Biden administration's leadership to an all-out nuclear World War III can happen. We're not very far away from it, believe it or not. An economy that has been crippled by the biggest inflation we have seen in more than 60 years, and a military that I used to defeat ISIS in 4 weeks. It said it would take 4 years, 4 weeks, to kill al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, that has now gone woke at the top levels by trying to indoctrinate everyone down to the lowest ranking patriot. But now they have really stepped up their efforts by indicting the 45th president of the United States, who received $75 million votes, which is more than any sitting president in the history of our country. And in the wings, they've got a local racist Democrat district attorney in Atlanta who is doing everything in her power to indict me over an absolutely perfect phone call, even more perfect than the one I made with the president of Ukraine. Remember, I kept saying that's a perfect call. It was more perfect. Nobody said, sir, you shouldn't say that. Many people on the phone were hung up in disgust because of something I inappropriately said, because nothing was said wrong. In fact, at the end of the call, we agreed to continue our conversation about election fraud, and election fraud specifically in Georgia at a later time. Many people on the phone, including lots of lawyers, nobody found anything wrong with that.
At what?
Until promotion tour many months later.
Oh, I see you. Oh, I'm down there too. Hey.
Look at that. This fake case was brought only to interfere with the upcoming 2024
You guys caught me smoking.
It should be dropped immediately. Then you have a radical left lunatic known as a bomb thrower who is harassing hundreds of my people day after day over the boxes hoax. You know, the boxes hoax.
You can make yourself an avatar.
As we call it.
I can.
Just so everyone knows, I come under what's known as the Presidential Records Act, which was designed and
I don't care. I'm just smoking a cigarette.
long ago, just for this reason.
I'm out of cigars.
Under the act, I'm supposed to negotiate with NARA, the National Archives.
Never trust an act.
Which, as of this date, is a radical left troublemaking organization that red flags the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights as dangerous and triggering. Can you imagine? This is what we have to deal with. But there is no criminality under the Presidential Records Act. That is not what it's all about. We were negotiating in very good faith.
Good faith.
Way in order to return some or all of the documents that I openly and in very plain sight brought with me to Mar-a-Lago from our beautiful White House, just as virtually every other president has done in the past. When FBI and DOJ officials with NARA were here, I told my lawyer to show them the persecution.
I thought he was going to say shove it.
In which they were locked. The FBI's sole request in writing was, could you please put another lock on the door? We immediately
put another shrimp on the barbie.
A lot different than the Biden situation, isn't it?
Me too, Me too, Fly.
By many gun-toting FBI agents who took whatever they wanted, including my passports and medical records. Everybody was in shock. Nobody had ever heard of such a raid before. Can't even believe it. Who would think that that could happen today? I immediately thought of the Fourth Amendment that protects against unreasonable search and seizure. But they did it anyway because our justice system has become lawless. They're using it now, in addition to everything else, to win elections. Apparently, they're not looking at me through the view of the Non-Criminal Presidential Records Act. They came up with a new one. This is a new one. And they're looking at me through the Espionage Act. Think of that. How does that sound? Of 1917, where the penalty is death. Even though that is absolutely...
I think Joe Biden voted on that one.
Openly taking boxes of documents
in 1917.
and other things to my home, which President Obama has done, the Bushes have done, Jimmy Carter's done, Ronald Reagan has done. Everybody's done. In fact,
I don't want to be Trump's balls. Thank you, Fly.
33,000 emails, and that was okay. But nobody's done it like Joe Biden. This lunatic special prosecutor named Jack Smith, I wonder what it was prior to a change, who others of his ilk say he is even worse than they are.
The Espionage Act was 1917, Scrappy.
Amounts more documents. Even removed many boxes to...
I believe.
Town. You believe that? He's got $10 million from China. Where did that come from? I guess they were banking on Hunter's expertise and had others stored in unsecured offices in Pennsylvania and strewn all over his garage floor, where his now very famous Corvette is also stored. All over the floor.
Yes, it's live, David.
But that's okay. Perhaps most importantly, he has 1,850 boxes in Delaware, which he is refusing to give up. But isn't that real obstruction? It's obstruction. As president, I have the right to declassify documents. And the process is automatic. If I take them with me, it's automatic. Declassified. Biden was vice president. He had absolutely no right to declassify as vice president. He doesn't come under the Non-Criminal Presidential Records Act. He comes under the very criminal Federal Records Act, unfortunately for him, but it's not going to matter because they don't follow the law, which has very severe penalties. He had classified documents that he took while he was a senator, which is absolutely inexcusable. And others, including Democrats, are outraged. But he's not being harassed and hounded like the people who work for me are. In fact, they seem to have forgotten about his documents entirely. So many, thousands and thousands. It's okay with him. They like to say that I'm obstructing, which I'm not, because I was working with NARA very nicely until the raid on my home. But Biden is obstructing by making it impossible to get the 1,850 boxes or explain why many documents were located in Chinatown. Can't explain it. Why were they in Chinatown? I don't know. Lastly, I'm under investigation. This time a civil investigation by another racist in reverse, who also campaigned on, I will get Trump. I will get him. This was her campaign. Never ran for office. I will get him. Her name is Letitia James. And she proclaimed while campaigning, quote, I look forward to going into the office of the Attorney General every single day, suing him, and then going home. Before she knew me. She announced, what is fueling my soul right now is Trump. And that she had her eyes on Trump Tower. Those eyes are focused on Trump Tower. Didn't know the young lady. She even assured her supporters in an election promise that we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass. He's going to know my name personally. Yeah. And then she claimed that I was an illegitimate president. Think of it. With all we did on energy, with all we did on the military, taxes, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation.
That's funny, Fly.
Right to try. people able to get drugs now that aren't approved. Hopefully you don't have that problem. Letitia James vowed to use every area of the law to, quote, investigate President Trump and his business transactions. Those transactions are going to be investigated, she said. And that of her family and his family.
Boy, I got to stop shooting without fucking ear protection because I can't hear a fucking thing.
This is all before entering office and all before knowing anything at all about me. But she's going to get me. This is why, along with unrelenting crime, so many people and companies are leaving New York. She said that I falsified my financial statements, but in fact, we're proving and will prove that my financial statements were substantially more than we submitted, not less. And in all cases have a strong disclaimer clause in them which tells the institutions that may look at that if they want to, not to rely on the statement. But they've got a problem with their case because, number one, I'm very underleveraged.
Because in real life, you shoot without ear protection.
Have very little debt relative to the value of assets. And importantly,
I'm deaf anyway. I can't do much more damage.
Investigating me to save banks. They have very good lawyers. But they didn't lose a dollar with us during this period of time. In fact, the banks we're talking about made almost $200 million off Donald Trump, and they liked me very much. We never missed a payment, never got a default notice, had a great relationship with all of them. I don't need banks. I have a lot of cash. Built a great business with my family, built a fantastic business. I have a son here who's done a great job, and I have another son here who's done a great job. And Ivanka and Barron will be great someday. He's tall, and he's smart, but I have a great family, and they've done a fantastic job, and we appreciate it very much. They've done good. So she's suing me over banks that weren't defrauded, when she should be focused on violent crime that's driving people out of the state.
He's wearing his MAGA thong.
He's put our family through hell. It's cost hundreds of millions of dollars to defend, but our heads are held very, very high. They want to settle the case, but I want no part of that.
Smart, Scrappy, gray man it. Gray man it. Absolutely.
So here we are now. It's where we were today, in a city that was so great just 4 or 5 years ago. But now we're there, spend time there today, as you possibly read, with a local failed district attorney charging a former president of the United States for the first time in history on a basis that every single pundit and legal analyst said, there is no case, there's no case. They kept saying, there's no case.
MAGA thong, one word.
Virtually everyone. But it's far worse than that.
Making America great, one thong at a time.
That's why last week he delayed for a month and then immediately took that back and threw this ridiculous indictment together. Came out today, everybody said this is not really an indictment, there's nothing here. My lawyers came to me and they said,
Ann.
I know. No, Ann, he doesn't call his a MAGA thong. Everyone knows Fly Goes Commando.
He's got a transparent song like mine.
Ooh, edible.
Alvin Bragg's wife confirmed a report that claimed her husband has Trump nailed on felonies. She has since locked down her Twitter account. his chief prosecutor, who represented the Democrats and crooked Hillary Clinton in a firm run by Chuck Schumer's brother, Robert. He quit the firm in order to go to work in the DA office in order to get Trump. Can you imagine that?
Easy there, cowboy.
He quit as chief prosecutor because Bragg didn't think he had a case. Think of the same guy that brought this ridiculous thing today. Yet during his investigation, his prosecutor named Mark Pomeranz wrote and published
I love you, man.
saying all sorts of privileged things. Has been very strongly reprimanded. He was reprimanded so strongly. I've never seen anything like it. That's probably the end of it. But what he did was probably very illegal. But he was very, very strongly reprimanded. Even District Attorney Bragg was furious with him. They were having a tremendous fight in the office because of it. But hope is never lost because various prosecutors in the DA's office also quit because they thought President Trump was being treated very unfairly. How about that? Isn't that great? Oh, I love them. I'd like to meet them. I'd like to meet them. The DA's office even had a webpage. Meet the team of executives who have done this to President Trump.
Fucking why?
Meanwhile, overall,
wrap it around twice and tuck it in your sock.
Last year, much more than the year before. Felony assaults, robberies, and massive. Not the same place that I know. Not the same place that you know. And this is where we are right now. I have a Trump-hating judge, the Trump-hating wife and family, whose daughter worked for Kamala Harris, and now receives money from the Biden-Harris campaign, and a lot of that. We recently had another trial, and the same judge told the fine man who worked for me for many, many years that if you admit your guilt, you will be in jail for 90 days. But if you don't, if we go through a trial and you're found guilty, you're going away for 10 years and maybe longer. Which for a 75-year-old man with a great family really means
a life sentence.
What the prosecutors and judge did to that man, I will never forget. Because it's right out of the old Soviet Union. That's where we are. They said, you say anything about Trump, meaning that's bad, and you won't even have to serve the 90 days. You'll walk free. And they say that to many of my employees. Have this Jack Smith lunatic threatening people every single day through his representatives. They're threatening jail terms. But talk about Trump and you'll go free. This is where we are as a nation. Who would have thought? They can't beat us at the ballot box, so they try and beat us through the law. That's the country in which we live, however, right now. The USA is a mess. Our economy is crashing, inflation is out of control. Russia has joined with China. Can you believe that? Saudi Arabia has joined with Iran. China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea have formed together as a menacing and destructive coalition. Would have never happened if I were your president. Would never have happened. Nor would Russia attacking Ukraine have happened. All of those lives would be saved. All of those beautiful cities would be standing. Our currency is crashing and will soon no longer be the world standard, which will be our greatest defeat, frankly, in 200 years. There will be no defeat like that. That will take us away from being even a great power. If you took the 5 worst presidents in the history of the United States and added them up, they would not have done near the destruction to our country as Joe Biden and the Biden administration have done.
Uh-huh. You want to get some coffee, are you?
We are now a failing nation.
What is that?
We are a nation in decline. And now these radical left lunatics want to interfere with our elections.
The gift that keeps on giving.
We can't.
Good stuff. Thank you, Mishka. Woo-hoo. I'm making them a little strong.
With all of this
Nothing
being
wrong with
said,
that.
and with a very dark cloud over our beloved country, I have no doubt, nevertheless, that we will make America great again. God bless you.
Oh, see, I got that.
God bless America.
Right here.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Wow. I was expecting a 2-hour speech.
Have
Okay,
a
And I'm proud to be an American.
Speaking to his
where
crowd.
At least I know I'm free. Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's see how good I can get here.
Ugh. I agree, Bobby. He was well measured. Hey. Covered gutter.
Don't cover me.
What happened? Oh, God, I'm going to disappear again, aren't I?
No, I made you big.
I have like no signal. Ooh, big. Keep talking to me. Oops.
I thought he did really well. I mean, the parts that I heard. Mishka,
yeah,
that coffee.
Yeah, for some reason it was really.
Mishka got me some coffee, and I have to say that's good coffee. What I did tonight, because I don't want to be up all night, I mixed it half and half with my decaffeinated, and I don't normally drink decaf unless we're having a live, and I know that it's going to keep me up late. So, and I'm worried that it might. So, and I had a hard time sleeping last night, and I'm sick of taking melatonin because it's leaving a funky taste in my mouth in the morning, and I don't like that. So,
it's not the melatonin.
So hopefully Bailey.
It's the Melvin tonin.
This is the Marvin tonin. The Melvin.
Marvin, sorry. Melvin. I don't know where I got Melvin.
Melvin.
Marvin, sorry.
Melvin. That's funny.
Sorry, Marv.
Melvin. I'm gonna call him that when he comes home today. Yo, Melvin. Come here, baby.
He'll be like, Melvin.
What the fuck is Melvin?
Bitch. Who the fuck's Melvin?
Who the fuck's Melvin?
You're not allowed to do that Tuesday night thing anymore. There's somebody on there named Melvin, and I'm going to watch.
No doubt. Even Yank is calling him out.
Yep.
Oh, let me just say something about Mr. fucking Pillow Guy. Let me just tell you, dude. Yeah. I love his sheets. I bought sheets. I also bought pillows there because I kept getting headaches. The fucking pillows are junk. Don't buy that shit. At least the standard pillows, which I didn't think I'd need any bigger, but I don't know. Maybe like the bigger ones are better, but I don't think so. It's a piece of shit.
I knew his pillows sucked when he held them up. He just held it and it went and fell over. It's like
it's just not even. There ain't nothing to it. Anyways, his sheets are really good. I have to say, I really like it. The sheets, and I don't think they're gonna ball up like even like some of the 8.
Are those the Giza?
I don't know. I don't think they're Giza. They're just his sheets, but I think they'll be good. I mean, I think they'll be good as, fucking 800 to 900 thread count sheet. So I'm good with that. But those pillows he can shove directly up his ass. He won't even have to probably fold them. They'll just squish right up there, no problem. Just saying.
I hear you.
So I have to find me a different pillow.
These are dream sheets. Huh?
I have to find me a different pillow. I went back to my old one, but that's still not cutting the mustard.
I like really firm pillows, man. I hate wimpy ass pillows. You put your head in and it goes.
Yeah, I don't want.
I need lay on my pillow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I need like this. I need to be all straight. So when I lay down, I can't have me sinking in, and then pretty soon I've got a fucking kink in my. No. Mm-mm. I need it to be firm so I can lay my head on it and it stays there. Not. I don't know. Who is those people?
No, I got you.
Okay.
Amanda says, Jesus, Moses. I don't know. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about them no more. Amanda says melatonin is bad to take often as our body creates it on its own. It's no good. It's not FDA approved, and the doses are all over the place.
Yep. So I'm not going to take it.
I don't know what to say to that.
Hi, Shaz. Yeah.
Shaz. Hey, there you go. Good to see you.
She's there.
All right. I'm having real bad internet problems here.
I do like it firm. And many things that I do like firm.
Plump and firm.
My ass for one, which is why this girl got to get her ass back out there huffing and puffing up and down those hillsides, because that's the only thing that keeps it there that I'm willing to do. So I guess even if I have to take my grandson and stick him in a backpack and huff up and down the hillsides.
There you go.
I need to get it done.
So I'm kind of wondering, and I've heard people say this on other channels and things that we're talking about all this Trump stuff. Do you think this is all just a distraction?
I don't.
It's such a weak sounding case and all. And then, okay.
Well, the reason that I don't is look at Trump's face. His face, for me, it tells it all, which is that he's fucking stressing. Like, they've been trying to deal with the minute that this shit went down. They've been crack-a-lacking on it, trying to figure out, what all they had. I mean, come on. He's a businessman, a really successful businessman. It's kind of like the same thing that Marvin and his 5 AOG buddies say about, like, and I say 5. It's not 5 if any of you guys are listening. I know it could be more, could be less, or whatever, so don't hold me that number. But I'm losing my train of thought, motherfucker.
Distraction.
Yeah, who's at my
That's
door?
The problem. You got too many things going over there, Gutter. We're supposed to be Tuesday night, period. Tell everybody else to fuck off.
Out my door. Why? Just a second. I'm creeping. Just a minute. I'm creeping.
All right. Because I'm a creep.
What is that?
What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong.
Kayla, somebody's at the door.
Oh, Fly's leaving to go watch Rick's live today. See you.
No.
Bye. Bye, Fly. That's fine. I'm good.
You know what?
Are we done for tonight? I'm tired.
Y'all can suck my rosy red ass.
Wow.
Okay. I don't know what I was going to say. It was really good too, though.
I'm sure it was. It always is.
Fucking pisses me off.
Nuggets of truth just falling like manna from heaven.
Oh my God. You know what? Maybe if I do this, it'll come back. Just a minute. I'll fix it. Okay, Chief said, okay, Gigi, bend over. Have a nice day. Where did they get pizza? Fuck. Okay, see, this is why Gigi got a hike. Okay. Can we spank it to make it rosier, Gigi? Don't fucking threaten me with a good time, as my mom would always say. Okay.
I'll tell you, man, you know, to get kind of back on the subject of whether this is, look, I don't think Trump's in on it as far as the distraction is concerned. Just the timing of it all. I think the right gets so outplayed by the left. It's not even funny. Like, they've had this plan. They've had it. They could have pulled this shit at any time they wanted to, but they waited until, you know, the Brazilian, Saudi Arabia, China thing went on. They waited until, what the fuck else was going on? There was all kinds of shit happening this week, right? The hunt the laptop shit, all this stuff. When it looks like things are going to pop off for them, they pull some crazy shit out of their ass, and it distracts the whole nation.
But part of it, that's what I think the deal is they are doing this whole I mean, it's not necessarily distracting, but they're doing this. And I think Trump's whole worry is that these guys have been able to get away with whatever they've wanted to do. So I'm sure inside he's going, well, the law says this, and his lawyers are saying the law says this, but hello, have we been using fucking the law? Really? I mean, and if they have, it's like a law that fucking they slid in under the, you know, in the dead of hours last night or something. So I can see why he's like, oh, fuck, I'm nervous about how all this shit's going to play out. I have a feeling he's fucking nervous by look on his face.
Well, he should be. He should be for a lot of reasons. And if he keeps, look, man, I gotta worry that they're just gonna fucking Kennedy this guy. You know what I mean? I think he better fucking play his cards probably really smart. And I don't know. It doesn't look good. I mean, you know, if he gets the ticket, I'm gonna vote. I've decided that as much as I might like him or whatever, I'm in the firm camp that DeSantis should not run on this, because Trump's got unfinished business, right? So if he wins and he runs, he gets the general election, then we're going to see a whole different side of him, which could be very dangerous and detrimental to him personally, because if he wins and gets his term that he didn't get, he's going to try and make some big changes, and I don't think they're going to let that happen. And the only way to really stop him at this point is to do some really heinous shit that we don't want to talk about, or we only think about in the dark corners of our mind as oh shit, what if? And it's not good. So I get worried about that fact, and I put up on my community, on my Yankee Redneck YouTube thing, a guy called Black Pigeon Speaks, and I shared it, and it's a video, and you know, I am a kind of a black pill guy. I hate to sound so defeatist and so, you know, bad moodish, but I don't think this is winnable. I think we're putting it all on the shoulders of one guy, and we're pinning all our hopes and dreams on this one guy, and they're slowly but surely dismantling this man and his whole entire life. And he's an older guy, and you know, they can pretty much do whatever they want, but So the Black Pill Speaks thing was talking specifically about the culture war stuff. And it touched upon what I get into a few weeks ago with, like, we've lost our moral way. And immoral people would not be sitting around on the internet complaining about this stuff like we do. And I'm not saying, when I say we, I'm talking the royal we, capital W, all of us, in our own separate spaces and our own separate things. A lot of people are like, buy guns, buy bullets, buy this, buy that. Well, what exactly is the plan, right? I've heard people that I respect say things like, well, I'm going to take the shit, your shit. You know what I mean? I'm going to take your shit, the people who didn't prepare and stuff. And it's like, well, that's not the enemy, man. The people aren't the enemy. Right?
But, you know, the one thing that the other day, somebody said to me, here's the deal. If you do anything with your life when y'all are bitching, make sure you're not just bitching. Make sure, and this is how they put it. If you only bring the bitching and not some ideas for solutions, it can make you a very cranky person. And sure. I said, you know, that's really funny because Yank and I struggle with that shit a lot, where we are always saying, fuck, do we want to do this tonight? Do we, you know, what are we going to talk about? We're just going to bitch about the same fucking shit. So I think that's number one, is always bring in some kind of solutions, which it does mean it's a few minutes of work, but really not for you, fucker, because it's all in that bald fucking head of yours. So I have to actually go in there and research it again for the 19th fucking time and write it down and tell you guys it when we get to it, because otherwise I'll never remember the shit. So, but you have it all in there, and so it doesn't take, it's not like it's homework for you. So that's number one that I think would make all of us feel better, is, you know, bringing ideas to the table, not just bitching. I mean, we all need to bitch, don't get me wrong, we do. But I think especially now where it's really the shit's getting deep, dude. And it's getting a little hard to sludge around in. So we need something to keep us going. And agreed. I don't know what else to use than, you know, knowledge. That's all we can pretty much. I mean, I don't want to blow smoke up people's ass. So just coming in and being cheerleaders ain't going to work for me. But if you come with something to be able to go, here's some solutions that I looked at, and, you know, gee, what about these? I think that makes a big difference in how we all feel, you know, when we leave the live on a Tuesday night versus feeling like we're fucking defeated.
Yeah.
Like now.
Well, yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying, man. And look, I got a lot of solutions. It's just whether I choose to say them or not.
Well, remember, we can always talk in third party. So, you know, it's always as in, well, here's the scenario, and here's what I read. Or here's, you know what I mean?
I can't tell you this. I can say this. And I'm not, well, no, I am. That's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There will be no change, and things will keep slow sliding into this fucking socialist hellhole, or this communistic fucking whatever globalist bullshit, until there's blood in the streets. And the blood's going to have to flow deep, fucking wide and long, of the people who've made the decisions to sell out our country's liberties and its people, our values, our principles. I mean, listen, I don't like the idea, right? Because I understand how fucking ugly it can really get. But until people are willing to do that, then there's no sense in even talking about it. And I've, you know, someone that I respect and I listen to a lot says, I don't know what it's going to take, you know, and they're asking the question, I don't know what it's going to take. Why hasn't it happened yet? Why haven't people taken to the R2 yet? Kind of thing. And it's like, well, why haven't you? You know, Why haven't I? I haven't because I'm fucking institutionalized, right? I'm used to my life. I'm used to the things I have. I'm used to the fucking mild amounts of comfort that I've managed to scrape out in life and give myself this little thing that I call a house and a piece of land. And I don't really want to fucking lose that or die on the hill alone. But unfortunately, that's the truth, is what needs to be done. Some people need to get the charge going by being the martyr. Well, it's not going to be me. I'm not that guy.
I think you made a really good point earlier, Yank, when you said the Dems. What did you say about the Dems? Like a positive.
They outmaneuver us.
Okay, so I think that's number one, is we need to realize what they're doing right. Mm-hmm. And we need to start modeling that shit and figuring out how. We're not going to win by playing fair. I don't give a flying fuck how fair you try to throw the bow and arrow. If he's got a buddy coming from the side that's going to fucking throw a rock and hit your bow and arrow, and it's even just going to miss the entire fucking target, then it doesn't matter how good you try to play it fairly. It's not going to happen. You got to have somebody over there in the bushes watching for the fucker trying to throw the rock at your arrow. So, I mean, it's a stupid analogy, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think Bobby said a minute ago, well, we need to start our local government. Bobby, 15, 20 years ago, you're fucking dead on. But buddy, I think you're way too late for that. I don't think that us running for office is going to change anything. I've said it a million motherfucking times. The only thing that's going to fix this fucking shit show is an entire fucking clean slate. There's no way you can't put lipstick on this pig no more. You can't. Agreed. You gotta start over. Get a whole new batch of piglets. Start fucking over. Because you can't. I don't see how you can possibly fix. And I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're in a red state or you're in a fucking blue state. It goes too deep. It's so much more beyond the local bullshit. That's why I say you got to clean the slate. You got to get rid of all the dirt and then start over and just literally build up from that. And it means it's going to be really sucky. That's what scares me. I got grandkids. Yeah, man. It's going to be in the middle of this shit.
You know, if we take it to its logical conclusion and we say, okay, if locally you're not going to really make a difference, then statewide you're not going to make a difference, then federally you're not going to make a difference. Even if you get all those things in line with your, let's say the right wins, right? And the ideology comes forward and you're able to change all this leftist crap. Well, okay, now you're a nation among nations on the globe. And those nations among nations are making plans against this nation. So that doesn't even solve it. Like, even if we get Trump back, right? I still don't think one guy is going to be able to change the course of everything on the fucking planet. We are, as a country, too diminished, too stretched out, too overtaxed, too the money's out everywhere. Where our checkbook is all fucked up and unbalanced, and we don't have no manufacturing. It's just so fucked up that literally what needs to, in my opinion, like you said, a total clean slate means the worst kind of fucking clean slate.
Oh, it does. That's what I said. It worries the shit out of me because it means a completely clean, all the way down, man, to the very lowest
with nukes.
form of government.
Yeah.
It does. You
Nukes
gotta
happening
start
would not
over.
be a bad thing. I mean, we may never see it, we may never reap the benefits of it, but like they say, a wise man plants a tree knowing he's never going to rest under the shade of that tree. He's not going to live long enough. So that's kind of what needs to happen. And I don't see us being the kind of people anymore in general, including me, to be that. I'm old, I'm broken.
So
I just don't know what to do.
Bobby, he said start local, but here's what I think, Bobby. I just think we're beyond that. What I think is now we have to think about how we're going to get the slate clean because that nothing else matters until we get that dealt with. And so, because if you're just chomping off at a little piece over here as a, doing the local goons or whatever, it's not really going to get it all clean. You need, I'm telling you, there is no other fucking way to fix it. It means starting over. It does, Scrappy. That's exactly what it means. Starting over. And it sucks, but I don't see no other way.
Yeah, I don't either. And one of the things that I was thinking about before the show tonight was I'm going to heavily invest in my little slice of the life that I carved out here and doing the best that I can to fortify it, protect it, grow my own food, this and that sort of thing. But I am not going to put out, and I hate to say this, it sounds pretty bad, but I'm not going to put out my plans, and I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'd love to. I wish we all lived in the same block. I tell you all, and would all get together and would all do shit. But talking shit on the internet, not a good idea.
Well, the one thing that I can say is if you're in a city, I can't even, and trust me, I'm in it.
I know.
You need out. I cannot stress it enough. I mean, I really believe that the city is where a lot of shit is going to go down, like the worst of all the worst. And so if you can get out of the city and be more more hidden away, it's going to it's going to greatly increase your chances of survival.
You know what the funny thing though, I wonder sometimes, Gutter, when I think about things, because I often think about that too, like picking up a piece of property somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. Does that really work nowadays? Would that work nowadays? Because, like, okay, let's say there is upheaval, let's say there is, but there is always going to be forces, right? And right now we do have technology, and others are going to have technology, and they're just going to be able to fly over and look. Oh, look, there's heat signatures in the woods. There's people in the woods.
That's why you need to think about. You can't just go, okay, I'm going to go plant a fucking cabin in the woods. You can't.
I know.
It ain't no cabin.
I need a fucking bunker.
You going underground. I mean, these are things that you got to think about. But I also think that there's this one YouTube channel, and it's all about places that are super cheap that you don't have to go through a bank. So there's an owner that finances it, and it's done all up with an actual contract, but it's an owner finance thing. So you don't have to go through a bank and deal with all their bullshit. And there's smaller places. So those are the places that I would start looking at that gives you that benefit of being underground. I mean, because you got to think about it. If you're like if you're above it, I know. I don't even see. I don't like showing cards, and not that these are my cards exactly, but I'm just telling you that's one way that you can look at the cards. So that's something you got to consider. And there's a lot to that. You can't just go, okay, I'm digging a hole and going underground. I mean, there's a little more to it than that. So
there really is. Yes.
I mean, you got to have water. You got to have, you know, there's a lot of things that come into play. Air. Right. So yeah. But
this is the scariest time of my life. This is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. You know, and again, most of us in here are about the same age, so we all grew up with the threat of nuclear war and that fucking, you know, always hearing about it, and whether that is the thing that happens or not, or whether the Great Reset or the you will eat the bugs kind of shit, or whatever it is, the digital currency, whatever the fuck is coming is going to dissolve borders, man. There are not going to be, there might be one or two, probably one at this point that I can see, nation states left. And the one nation state left that's in the best position is going to be China. I know a lot of people will disagree with that, you know, the China's economy and such and so. I get it, but they're positioning themselves in some really good ways to have the next, you know, the next century, the next 2 centuries, whatever. Their greatness is still coming. We're on the decline here.
If people knew how much China owned of our land,
yeah,
they'd probably pee down both legs. It's really scary.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. And where they're buying the land at, you know, they're not just buying out in the middle of nowhere. They're buying land, you know, next to military bases and that sort of stuff. So, what do you think they're doing that for? Can't imagine.
I'll tell you, we probably owe them most of the fucking land that's available. We probably, if they called in all the debt that we've accumulated with them from them buying treasuries and all this other kind of shit, we would have to give them like California and New York City and Texas all at once. Here you go to pay it off. You know what I mean?
Can we offer a?
I mean, technically we don't.
I'm willing to bargain. California for fucking sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. You know, but
like, I think California is big enough that that's all they should get. Do you know how many people's come in there in the last fucking year and a half? Dude, that's like a country in itself. They can have California. That's it.
Yeah. True. It's just, I mean, you know, technically the idea of who owes who money is kind of stupid if you really want to get down to it, because nations can go, hey, fuck you, I don't know your shit.
Well, I think it was Marvin that
they can technically do that.
We owe Japan the most. No, somebody said we owe Japan the most.
We owe Japan.
I think so.
How do we owe Japan?
Fuck if I know. Dude, you are.
We rebuilt them. They should owe us.
Do not ask me. I don't fucking know. Ask one of those 33 people that are watching right now.
Hey, you filthy faggots.
There's 33 pesky citizens watching right now.
Pesky citizens. That's not pesky citizen, Chris. Thank you.
One of them is.
I don't know, man. And yeah, I did use the F slur. So I'm of that decade and that age where we say that. So too bad. I don't care about your feelings.
Oh, you
Doesn't
didn't
mean
say
you are. No. Oh. No, I used the 3-letter F word.
Oh.
Starts with an F, ends with a G.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Leave the fig trees alone, motherfucker.
Figs. That's what I said. Fig. It's a fig. Right. Yeah. Man, I don't know.
He has a sharp accent.
I don't know.
So And if you
That's what
guys
it is.
want
My New England accent.
him for that, then he's going to feel offended for you making fun of his accent. So
that's right.
As Fly Groove said, "Fuck off," or "fuck it."
That's right. I don't know. Yeah,
Japan now buying oil from Russia. Oh, fucking A. I'm telling you.
And you know what's crazy, man? I always kind of said it too. Like all these countries, when a natural disaster or something happens to them, the United States is always dun dun dun, Captain Fantastic flying over there with the cape and helping them out and giving them money and all this shit. And when anything happens here, I never fucking hear of any other country really doing anything to help us. We don't really ask. I've never heard of China giving a dime to anybody about anything or any kind of aid, nothing, right? So, when we get in trouble, we're not even really fully in trouble yet, and all these countries are actually bailing on us already and going and joining the China bandwagon, because they see, they're weaker countries, and they see the future, they see what the handwriting on the wall, that this is okay. These are going to be our big brothers now pretty soon. The U.S. not so much anymore. And that's where we're going to end up. We're going to end up all alone. That's why I said, even if we get the perfect president and we get our government straightened out and everything, okay, yeah, we're still one island all by ourselves. There ain't going to be anybody else that's going to help us.
I don't know how many people have watched the 100, but it's like one of my favorite fucking 100. Apocalyptic shows. Anyways, it's a series. And they lose me, I think, in about I think it's the 7th or 8th series. I can't remember, but it's like it ways into the seasons before it loses me. But, and it's still good. It's just a lot. But and I don't know how many people have watched it, but what it is, it's where all these people go to space for 100 years. Tony said 100 is gay. Yeah. Suck my dick, Tony. He said 100 is gay, but they go to space for 100 years, and then they decide they want to check space out, because they want to check Earth out, because it should be ready to go, because it had been nuked and all that shit. So it should be fine now. Mm-hmm. So, so they decide that they're going to send down prisoners. Well, the prisoners are all these young kids, like teenagers, really young. And they send down 100 of them to come down and deal with all the bullshit that's down here. They don't realize that there's still a shit ton of people down here, like a whole bunch. And these people are about half animalistic, because they lived through the nuclear shit and had babies and lived, and I mean, they carried on, but I mean, they're animals. But they're fighters. So anyways, my whole point to that is the stuff that you don't get to see necessarily their day-to-day stuff, but just seeing how they have, like, how the world would be and how people would react during situations like that. The 100, I think, kind of shows it really well. We now have 34 people, if anybody cares.
Jesus Christ. More people keep showing in, and all I want to do is close the door and end it. No, I'm glad you guys are here, man. Thank you for showing up. It's cool. It's just been really rough, man. It's like one punch after another punch after another punch.
Justine, you can't leave, because then it won't be 34 no more. You can't fuck up the numbers.
Yeah, you have to stay.
Just chill out. Hold the fort. And the minute that it goes to 35, then you can go, and it'll drop to 34. And and you can go. Isn't that fair? I'm just kidding.
Sounds
I'm just
fair.
kidding. I know it's probably late where you're at, darling. Thank you for coming. Or smiling a lot.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 a.m. now.
Well, at least she
I don't
came.
know. Yes, always.
Or got worked up. I don't know if she came or not, but
thanks, Bobby. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got some good numbers tonight. Surprise. I don't know where you guys all showed up from.
Bobby said he's
anybody's
sure
watching and
feds. Yes, because we're so important. It's the Fed.
Probably.
Right.
Well,
should I show them boobies?
Wouldn't be surprised.
No, just kidding. They're lucky that this is not like 40 years ago. No, not 40, but 30 years ago.
Why?
Because I'd show them
30
boobies.
years ago. Oh, God damn. Don't threaten me with a good time. Show them anyway. You show yours, I'll show mine.
Oh, it dropped off 32. Somebody got brave and
look at that. See, yeah, they left. The feds left.
All three of them.
Your mama eats kitty litter. Yeah, I really, man, I don't know. I don't have much to talk about tonight because I'm really I'm struggling. I'm coming from a really dejected place. That's tough to sometimes be positive and have some decent things to say.
In other words, one of you motherfuckers better get on here. Like chop.
Or it's fucking
Bobby.
Done tonight. He's got to take a shower or pee or something.
Bye, crew. Missy, he was going to take a shower an hour and 28 minutes ago. Bitch, get on here. We don't give two fucks whether you smell good or not.
Can't smell it. It's not that good at internet yet, but it's coming.
MX chick, she's driving, but she's listening.
Ooh.
Or he's listening. So are you a girl or a guy, MX chick? Oh, forget it. Shut up. I didn't even ask that fucking question, okay? No, it's this. Sorry.
Oop.
Thank you, Missy. Fuck, somebody come bail our asses out.
Thank God. Hi, Missy.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Hi.
I'm going to be making dinner soon.
What are you making?
Mac and cheese with hot dogs in it out of the box. Not the hot dogs. It's called mac and cheese surprise.
Oh.
Is it?
Surprise.
Surprise.
Surprise if you like it or not, right?
Yeah, I could always throw it out. Put it down the garbage disposal.
There you go. Feed it to the cats.
No.
So how are you doing? What do you what's going on?
That's all chemicals. Don't give it to the cat. She's better than me. So we're keeping you up, Yank? You can go now.
Yeah, a little bit. What's that?
No, as long as we keep rubbing, he's okay.
Yeah, I need a tug every now and then, though. Just the rubbing gives you chafe.
That's how we keep him up.
I would have to agree with you, Yank. I feel defeated. Extremely. It's sad. It's sad to watch this bullshit. It's from what we came from. It's like what we came from is like almost clean politics. Not clean, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sure.
It wasn't this shit, man.
Well, there was a don't hit below the belt type thing. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was a little more.
It like makes me feel dirty just watching this shit, man. That's what it's like. I'm fed up. I'm like, I'm at the point where I don't want to fucking vote.
Yeah.
Yep. Because like, what's the point, right?
Right. I always vote. Yeah. But I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm young.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be this fucking exhausted.
Yeah. No,
you know, we're in the prime of our life, man. This is no joke.
Yep.
Yep. It's mentally exhausted. What's that?
And they're fucking, I have shit to do. I have shit planned. I have an RV to buy, and I have shit to do. And now, it's gonna fuck with my whole fucking plan.
Yeah. No, I think we all have plans.
I don't.
This is depressing, huh? I'm sorry.
So,
no,
I said we need to know how we're gonna fix it. How are we gonna fix it? I already know what we're gonna do.
You do?
Yeah, tell us, please.
Clean it.
Clean slate it? Dust off?
Yeah, here. Oh, where's my thing?
But that's not reasonable. That's not.
Oh, fuck.
Why
right.
not?
Okay.
I mean, no, wait a minute. Whoa.
Remember what I said about we have to think like the fucking Dems now. So the gloves are off. There is no fucking rules. The only rule is there is no rules. And so it's, fuck logic and common sense or any of that shit. Now we're just going to get mad and mean and not mad.
Not that it's not reasonable. I don't think it's, what's the word I'm looking for, man? I'm tired. Achievable.
Well, it's achievable.
Exactly
we just have to get everybody on board.
Who the fuck is everybody?
Everybody.
Yeah, we got what, 33 watching, man? All 33 of us. No, I'm not trying to be like a negative Nancy.
No, you're absolutely right.
You know, but that's why I feel defeated. It's like, what the fuck? You know, we'll go to the fucking White House, 33 of us. And
33 of us are going to clean the fucking slate. That's it.
And 33 of us won't show up. So it's a percentage of that.
Yep.
Motherfuckers. Well, we've already lost.
I'll be honest.
We're already down to 28.
Today I was watching the the Trump ride from first Mar-a-Lago to the plane, then from the plane to New York, and then New York to the courthouse. And I'm like, where the fuck are all the 70 million people that voted for him? Where the fuck is everybody? I know I saw pictures of, some people on the side with flags and Trump and this and that.
Yesterday?
But like, where the fuck are the Black Lives Matter crowd size for this shit, right? I mean, where the fuck are they?
They don't like him.
No. I'm not saying I'm saying the crowd size.
Well, here's the deal
Trump isn't popular. So, I mean,
70 million people voted for him, apparently, right?
I did.
Well, I did too.
Well,
but he says, go ahead, Gutter. I'm sorry.
Here's the deal is they didn't show up yesterday, but those motherfuckers were there today in droves. There was a shit ton of people there.
The supporters?
People.
Yes.
On both sides of the road from his house in Mar-a-Lago to the airport, and when he landed from the airport to the fucking courthouse and back again. There were little clusters of people.
No. I mean in fucking New York's in Manhattan at the fucking courthouse. There were people on both sides of the fucking street, up and down the fucking for miles. So there were a lot of supporters in fucking Manhattan for him.
Okay. They've been around since it went to the news. Like, what was it? He was supposed to be indicted 2 Tuesdays ago, or last Tuesday. Was it only a week?
I don't know.
Because I've been watching it online.
But Yank, do you see how you didn't even know that? And normally you are well informed about shit, but you didn't even know that's how many people. Now, remember, like last week, Marvin heard where only somebody had said like only a third of the people were Trump supporters in the New York City area. And I said, fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
it might have been that way, but it ain't that fucking way today. I'm telling you right now, no way. Well, after today, that should have made it real fucking clear, because most of those people didn't come from out of town. First of all, New York, I think, had this whole thing going of nobody's coming in. Let's watch, see who's coming in or out. No big loads of vans of people. And, I think they paid attention to what was going on.
Sure. Well, did you see the Biden supporters? They were talking like him in circles. I was like, what?
I know, dude.
I was like embarrassed for him.
Yeah.
Not much, but I mean, it was ridiculous. You couldn't make heads or tails as to what they were saying.
Yeah. So I just think that, it's not what, again, the media would like you to believe one thing, but I seen several different live streams from different people that were there in the middle of the fucking shit show. You can go to Portland Andy's live stream and see it all still. I'm pretty sure it's still
You're telling me there were actually large crowds.
Yeah.
Loaded.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see any of that, and I'll be honest, a part of my pathetic excuses, I had to step away from this shit. I almost did not turn on anything today because I just didn't want to see it. I didn't care. No, that's not right either. I did care, but it just it grates on me. It weighs on me. It bums me out. I just can't keep absorbing the bullshit. You know what I mean? I just can't keep taking that and letting it wash over you and just defeat you. And it's like, it feels like there's no fucking point. It's over. And I tend to have that mindset anyway. It's over. The fucking war is over. You just don't know it yet and you won't admit it. Or I won't admit it. I don't know. What's up, Bob?
Hi, Bob.
What's up, people? Oh, you sound demoralized.
What you got?
You sound demoralized.
Definitely.
It's part of the plan, man.
Tired, man.
Part of the plan. It's part of the plan, Stan. That's because we all sit back and work our jobs and hope for other people to do the shit while they're actually out on the street doing what we claim we would do. They're more 3% than we are. We don't do shit. We make excuses.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that, Bob, because I don't agree with that because there's waving a fucking flag and standing around doesn't do anything either.
No, but they're burning cities down and getting their way.
Oh, the BLM people, they're getting their way.
They infiltrated local governments, worked their way into education, worked their way into media, worked their way into state governments. That's how they fucking took over. It's a long game. You got to follow their strategies. Don't tell me creating little pockets of freedom, like planting a seed, like planting a tree, knowing you might not sit under the shade. But once you create that pocket of freedom and you show people how much better life could be under it, they continue to grow it. You got to start somewhere. So 30 people aren't going to the White House and fixing this shit. And you're not going to get 5 million people to sign up to go do that without feds being involved. Okay. So let's start from square one. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, one.
And the solution is
my problem,
start with your local government. Go ahead.
Well, my problem is just this. I think that if I look at the time frame that it took the left, let's just say the left, the royal left, to infiltrate, to achieve the seats of power, to get a hold of the levers of power and start moving their agenda down course or down the field, it took decades. I don't think we have decades left.
Well, that's because we sat on our asses so long. It's no excuse not to start making any moves.
Well, no, I agree, but the only move that I see that really there's only two moves that I see. One is be a martyr, right? Which doesn't really work unless for some reason people fucking lights a fire under everybody at the same time. Or two, just mind my own goddamn business and build my own little home thing here and fuck it. You know what I mean?
Trump proved that there's nothing they'll do to any one person that's going to rile everybody up because he's out there doing it. So obviously there's nothing that they could do to Trump that's going to get us to Boogaloo. and eventually your own little home's going to be
Right.
taken over no matter what. So that neither one of those options are going to fix any of
That's
this.
great for building the morale, Bob.
No, what you got to do.
But see, that's the sad truth of it all.
I know. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, that defeatist attitude, though. I have friends that started running on the boards. They're in the community boards and the education boards in my own hometown. Lindenhurst is not a fuck around place. They don't play with all that fucking woke shit. You know what I mean? I mean, we make the news because you got a kid that stabs another kid. Okay, that shit's gonna happen or whatever. But you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start the movement. And once people start realizing that the policies are better and the quality of life is better, more people are going to gravitate towards it. I think the pendulum has swung so far. Most people are afraid to speak out. They're afraid to speak out. You know how many people agree with us, but they're quiet about it? And they're like, well, I'll go vote and then I'll go to my job. I'm like, why don't you run for office? They're like, I don't want to be dragged through the mud like that. I'm like, you drag them right back through the mud. You got to start somewhere. Yeah, it's a long game, and we let them get away with this long game for so far. It's like a roach infestation. Oh, why am I going to start killing a couple of roaches? Why even bother calling an exterminator? Because there's so many roaches in my house. We're never going to win.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yank.
I'm looking.
See those people up in the top right-hand corner or left-hand? You see them all? There is a shit ton of people there. This was today.
Top. That's not
up here. They go all the way to that building.
Yeah, but there's pockets of them, Yank. There's pockets all over the place.
300 feet. That's what I'm saying. There's pockets. My point is, I'm looking. I see the whole thing full screen. I see all the pictures. I see them all. I see ones with a bunch of cops standing around doing nothing. From the tree on the top left-hand picture, there's a it looks like a tree.
Go the other way, Yank. Look at all those people.
What other way?
You can't even make out. You can't even see where the people stop. They start and they don't even stop. That's how many fucking people are there. And then all these other people, these are all different cameras.
When the left rolls out and talks about abortion, there's more fucking people than that. When the left talks about taking guns away, there's more people than that. When the left talks about fucking raising teachers,
I don't think you realize how many people were there, Yank. I don't think you realize how many people were there.
I guess not.
Let
not
me
by
ask
these
Yank a
pictures.
question.
No,
Yank,
I don't. Yeah.
Yank, let me ask you a question. Do you think there's more people at anti-gun marches than there are gun owners in America?
The March for Our Lives, no. The March for Our Lives gun fucking march thing that they had, right? After the school shooting here in Florida, they went to DC. There were more people at that than there are here in any of these pictures that she's showing.
Really?
That's fine.
That street right there. That street right there beside your head.
No.
You see all those people? It goes for as long as you can see. That's people.
No. Honestly, though, if we're gonna compare events, I would agree with Yank. There's more people at the March for Our Lives than there was here today, but there is nowhere. It's not comparable for the March for Our Lives participants than there are gun owners in America.
Oh, I agree with that. Bob, I'm not. That's not my argument. My argument is where are all the conservative people? Where are the 70 million people that voted for Trump? Where are the 30 million, let's say, that think he lost the election? Where the fuck are they? They weren't out in Florida down here.
Working.
They're the same fucking place we all are. Right fucking here.
Bitching on the internet.
Run for office. Start local. That's the best you could do right now. Make policy changes in your own community and grow it. I'm telling you, that's what they did. And look at media ratings, okay? Nighttime shows, the left woke, CNN, all that shit, their ratings are in the garbage. You know what people are dying for? Real comedy, real content, real life fucking shit. You know how easy it would be for us to sweep in with comedians and real life shit and fucking take over again? The pendulum is swinging back. All this censorship, all this shit, You know, the normies have no idea what's going on. The people on the left are well organized, and the people on the right have been scared into a goddamn corner. You start making jokes that make people laugh, people want to laugh. Most of the people I meet when I go out, they're all like us. And I'll tell you right now, there's these pockets of strongholds that these people cannot infiltrate. If we came out with a show, they took over media, education, they took over all of these places with all this woke bullshit. Now's our time, just like the rhino.
Maybe
you go in, crap. Look, they're doing all this spinny wheel shit. Evidence on it.
I hate when that
spinny wheel
happens,
shit.
Yeah.
That's what I would say, and it starts at education. Take over the school boards first.
Well, let me ask you,
we need
Bob,
to get these children riled up.
Would you agree with the saying that if you walk 30 miles into the woods, you got to walk 30 miles out in order to get out of it, right?
100%.
Yes. Okay.
Sometimes 60.
So if it took,
yeah.
So if it took, let's say, minimum 30 years, right? That only goes back to 1990s. 30 years to get the left the power that they now wield. Then we need another 30 years. Do you think we have another 30 years before it's not a global community and one world dollar and fucking you will eat the bugs and the whole fucking 9 yards? Do you think we have 30 years before that's implemented or not?
It depends. It depends. I like what Scrappy kind of said, because even though you go out into the woods, right? Do you have to exit the woods to change the way life operates within the space? So,
well,
let's say we kind of got it.
We're under the conclusion that you want to get out of the woods.
Okay, if you want to phrase it that way, 30 years into it, 30 years out. Okay, fair. Yeah, okay. So you got 30 years. You have 0 years if you don't plant any seeds. So 0 years.
Okay, so when you say
if you want to phrase
my
that
brain,
way,
when you say that, my brain understands exactly what you're saying. And when you say that, my brain also immediately logically looks at it and goes, well, I could be positive or I could be negative. I might as well be positive and do something versus just accepting the fate that's going to happen either way, whether I'm positive or I'm negative.
Well, I could put it to you this way. Here's something maybe you're not picturing.
Okay.
We are all in the woods.
Yes.
So if you stop at a certain point, right? We're 30 years into the woods, and you stop at a certain point, and you go, I'm not traveling any further down this path because it's led to nothing, turmoil, destruction, and a bad quality of life. And you set up a settlement where you're like, listen, we're all in these woods together. This is how we should live, and you set it up there. You might find settlements along the way, on the way back out of the woods. Not all of us are going to make it out of the woods, but that travel, that path back out of the woods might be much more pleasant for the people that do make it out. You might make it 2 or 3 settlements back. You set up settlements along the way, the path back, these little pockets of freedom on the way back. And eventually you will get back out of the woods. We won't see it. We won't see the shade under the tree.
That makes sense to me. What you're saying makes sense.
There's still going to be a level of in the woods for generations, but you got to stop at some point. You got to say, listen, we're going in the wrong direction. We're just getting more and more lost. We're starting to get on each other's nerves. And now we're at the point of resorting to cannibalism. We're going to stop here. We're going to pitch a camp. We're going to change the policies, the way we're fucking living, and start working our way back to where we had it good before we went on this nature hike. And you set up little camps along the way. And eventually,
so what does that look like, Bob?
They'll see the light of day again.
What does that look like, dude? Are you talking about balkanization then of the country? Because that's what I see needs to happen then. We needed the fucking divorce, like we've talked about on the show. I think you brought it up.
It's not gonna happen.
We need a national
It's
divorce.
but it's a nice concept. It ain't gonna happen. We're too intermingled.
Okay. How do you get the fuck away from the people who won't leave you alone?
What's your immediate policies that determine your life? State and local governments. Why is Florida so nice? Why is Florida so nice? That's state government. Local governments. Got to start somewhere. Set up camp at your local governments and start working your way back towards state. That's the only reasonable option without coming on here and say, let's all grab our guns and storm the fucking Capitol, because they're going to turn you into a terrorist that way. And there's no one person that's going to mortar themselves.
I'm okay with that.
If at this point we're all fed up to the point where we're beyond feeling bad if that were to happen, that's a nice idea. It ain't going to happen. Donald Trump just got arrested today, and we're not storming the Capitol. So that's it's not going to happen. What's it going to take? What's it going to take? It's going to take starting to take over our local governments and swinging the policy pendulum back into our favor of freedom, liberty, and limited government. You gotta,
Okay.
That's the only way to do this.
I agree with what you're saying.
Without getting arrested for terrorism, because that's, and if you want a plausible solution, I get it. We're so far in the woods. God is like, we're never gonna make it out of the woods. I get it. I get that. It's defeatist. They want you to feel helpless. You gotta start somewhere. Plant a seed, and soon you'll have a fucking forest. That's the only way. That's the only way peacefully and legitimately is to run for office. They got us so scared to run for office. You know what? Fuck it. I'm running for office. You run for office. Do it. They're going to drag you through the mud. They're going to pull up shit. Okay. Then you mortar yourself. If you got nothing to lose at that point, they're going to jail you for the rest of your life. Then take them out. Fuck it. And it's like, oh, he was running office to make a difference. I stand by him. I stand by the policies he was pushing. Why do you think anybody's willing to go out? Look at Antifa. Now, if there's people out there that got nothing to lose, you want to be like Antifa, go out there, whatever. Fuck it. At this point, they've been so violent against us and these attacks. I suggest everybody in New York City and New York State to carry a fucking gun, whether it's legal or not, because they're releasing murderers and rapists on the street. So if I find out a guy shot a fucking person who was doing something bad with an illegal gun, I'm on that guy's side. That's where my problem with strategic eyes comes in. Because if you can't defend yourself and they're going to arrest you for owning an illegal gun, well, then fuck you. I got to shoot you too. And that's where that comes from, because you're not going to protect my ass. So there comes that balance when you want to boogaloo a little bit, where it's like, yo, fuck you. You want to mortar yourself? Okay, come arrest me for shooting a fucking rapist. I'm going to shoot you too, because now you are aiding and abetting rape. And you are just as bad as the rapist. And I said it right to SE's face. You were all here for that. I said it right to SE's face. And that's how I feel about that. Either you do it, you allow me to do it, or you are with the rapist. And now I shoot you just as bad, just as easily as I shot a rapist or a murderer or any of that. If you're going to hinder my rights over somebody committing a heinous crime, then you might as well have raped that person yourself, and I'm going to shoot you like a rapist. I'm going to put you down like a fucking dog. And that's where I'm at. So instead of storming the Capitol and being a terrorist, if I defend myself and you're going to put me in a cage over it, so there's the little bit of rebel you're looking for. But other than that, I say, you got to start running for office. You know what I mean?
Nope.
And I'm going to digress a bit.
Let's purge.
What did Chief say?
Fuck it. Purge.
That's it.
Everybody puke.
The rest.
Time to purge.
We're not organized enough to take on this hive mind of paid.
You don't have any sound. I understood that.
See, David understands what I'm saying. You You got to get in office and you got to change the laws. You got to change the policies. Be the policy makers. You know? Got it.
Yeah,
You can only
your
change the
generation can do that, Bobby.
Y'all could start. I could start. You could start.
No,
There's no
Yank.
fucking reason you're not running for
Work
office,
down.
Missy. No
broke
reason
it.
you're not running for office.
I'm going to Florida.
You
So
fucking broke it. Well, you're gonna go to
You're
Florida?
going where the policies were changed.
the what?
Change. I don't know.
Bobby
That's my
talk.
2 cents on the thing.
We didn't hear you.
What happened?
We heard it.
Check.
We didn't hear you.
Check.
Yeah,
We hear you.
Yay.
we hear you. Okay.
Welcome.
Now,
back.
what'd you say, Bobby?
Yeah, what was the last sentence, Bobby? I said I was going to Florida. You said what?
I said you're going to go to a place where people actually ran for office and changed the laws already. There's no reason you don't start doing that in your own community.
Well, I'm out. I can't afford Connecticut anymore. I'm out. Women don't make as
Run
much
for
as
office.
men in Connecticut.
Oh, that's a totally different story. There's no gender wage gap, darling.
There is,
No,
darling. There is. Look it up. Look up Connecticut. New York, no. New York, no. But Connecticut, yeah. I have lived here and worked my whole fucking life. Don't tell me what I make.
Okay, I'll entertain this for a second.
Oh, don't entertain me at all. We will talk about it another time.
No. Well, this is a quick side bit. What was your position and job that men got paid more than you just because they were men? No. Did they have more experience? Did they have more tenure? Did they have more obligations? Or simply for being a male, who got paid more than you for doing the same exact job you did just because they were men?
Actually, not the same job. Medical biller.
So it wasn't the same job.
He answered fucking phones, man. He answered phones. Any fucking moron can do that.
Did he do it
Put
longer than
in a
you?
chair. Huh?
Did he do it longer than you?
No, I've been doing this since the 80s.
Okay. I'm not saying there's not isolated incidents where favorites get paid
No,
more
but
than
then
others.
we throw the minorities in. They make more money than I do.
That's different. That's not gender
You
wage.
don't ask for a raise very much.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I got a mouth.
Have you met Missy?
Maybe that's well. Okay,
Wait a minute, why is
there's
there-
ways to ask for a raise.
Now,
I
how
work
many
for
hours
women.
did you put in? How many hours did you put in as opposed to that guy?
I do 45 and over. I have my whole life.
How many hours does he work?
40.
Okay, so you know for a fact he makes a higher wage than you.
Yes.
Have you inquired about why?
Yes.
What'd they say?
What'd they tell you?
They can't. They can't.
Wow.
They were like, well, how do you know that? Well, I asked them.
No.
So you're basing the entire gender wage gap off of one person making more money than you. Do they happen to know people?
No.
Because I know people with some sugar cream jobs that get well overpaid and do a shit job, and they don't deserve the wage they get, and they get paid a lot more than me. And I'm
I've been.
death.
Same here. No. I agree.
Because
I kill.
put it to you this way: when we looked into the overall pay wages, there was the whole gender wage gap revolution where they started paying women more. And when we looked on it on a national basis across all boards of jobs, women were actually well overpaid to make up for the difference, where they were getting raises and bonuses and incentives and paid time off over men for hours of labor, where you women were getting paid way more. And I'm going to cite once easy. This is easy. The women's soccer team. That Megan bitch, Megan Rapinoe was saying, why don't we get paid? Rapipo, why don't we get paid as much as the men's soccer players? Well, when we looked into it, the women's soccer players actually got paid a higher percentage per revenue. So if you brought in $1 million, you got paid a higher percentage of that million. The problem is they were getting a higher percentage of $1 million, but the men's soccer team were getting a lower percentage of $1 billion. So the overall take home of 15% of $1 million and 10% of $1 billion, the guys bringing in billions of dollars are going to bring home a lot more money because they're bringing in, they're getting a smaller percentage of a higher revenue. So it turned out that the women's soccer players actually had better contracts than the men. The problem was the men were bringing in way more money that they were getting their percentages based off of. So I don't know what they were yelling about. Hey, if you want to make as much money as the men's soccer players, bring in as much revenue because your percentage is way higher. I think the men were making anywhere from like 13 to 19%, but the women were getting like 23 to 29%. It was some ridiculous thing, but the women's soccer players were getting a higher percentage per revenue, but the men were just bringing in way more revenue. So, I mean, if you go out and make $1 million, but I go out and make $1 billion and you're getting 10% of $1 million and I'm getting 5% of $1 billion, yeah, I'm taking home more money, but I'm bringing in way more money. You know what I mean? So that whole gender wage gap, the gender wage gap thing is a farce. In fact, when they did the studies,
well, it's easy for you to say you're a man.
No, not at all.
The only time I ever made more money than men was when I bartended.
I live in a time where men are frowned upon. You got to understand this, Missy. I live in a time right now, Missy. I grew up in a time where they were trying to pay women more than men to make up for this hoax of a wage gap. So they hinder my pay.
Well, I guess I missed that time.
Women. So
yeah,
these girls, the girls in the office that sit in fucking air conditioning and type on a keyboard all day are getting paid more than me sticking my hands in high voltage fucking gears shifts and switch gears where I'm risking life and limb. I'm getting paid in the 20s. They're getting paid 30s and 40s to email me where to go to risk my fucking life.
Hey, I worked in shops when I was a kid. I worked in shops so I would appreciate that fucking air-conditioned office, man. Let me tell you. That's what my mother said. Go work in a fucking shop like your father did. And then you'll fucking appreciate what your brain can do for you.
Yeah. I risk life and limb. In fact, we lost 2 guys at JFK that got dug in. The trench collapsed on them. And they were probably getting paid in the 20s. And some bitch getting paid $40 an hour just sent out an email saying, you got to go sit in that trench. Sitting in air conditioning, doing nothing. Sending a fucking email and then playing fucking solitaire. You know, because they're women. We're in the woke age, diversity. And half the time, we got to correct these emails, and they're fucking up, and they're sending us to the wrong place. They're not even good at their job, and we're risking our lives for less pay.
I work with a lot of them. I work with a lot of stupid fucking women.
I have to disagree with the gender wage gap. There's no pink tax.
Yeah, but you're not. It's not. You're not affected by it. It's like an infection, man.
You see one guy answering phones getting paid more than you.
No, it's been my whole life. It's been the only time I made more money than a man was in a bar.
That's because there might have been a time. That's unfair.
But it ain't.
No, I'm not that well endowed. Seriously.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I've got legs that go mile high.
I'd like to ask.
No, even Miss.
What do you have
is saying that
high?
Not in New York. The men get paid more. Hold on. No. Even Mishka. Mishka's from New York, and she's saying not in New York. The men get paid more. What is their
Thank you, Mishka. Thank you very fucking much.
You women get cushy fucking jobs and get paid off the labor of us field guys while you're in heat and air conditioning.
Yeah, man, you go use your fucking brain.
And you get paid more than us. And now you got to bring in tenure, experience, what you bring into the fucking thing. I'll tell you, you know what causes a lot of office politics and cattiness? You fucking women in the office with your fucking cattiness because you're emotional.
Not me.
Well, I could tell by you already know. God, shut up. Yes, it's 100% you're one of them. Out of here.
No way. I am not fucking catty. I put those catty women in their place.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah, you gotta open your mouth. You don't just do your job and
Yeah,
go home.
I shut him down. I shut him down. I'm not into that fucking shit, man. It's exhausting. I'm not in high school anymore.
You're gonna let me ask Mishka and you a fucking question. Are you gonna go dig a trench 4 feet deep by 3 feet wide in frozen ground?
Sure, I can do it.
Do you do it?
Mishka's over here fucking not happy with your ass, Bobby. She going
bring Mishka on. Bring Mishka on.
No.
Mishka, get on here.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead, Yank. I'm sorry.
Please. No, that's fine. I'm thoroughly
I'm Bobby.
especially as chief of, especially as the
Even
title that
Amanda's
was
getting
bestowed
on me.
upon me as chief of the
Good.
He-Man
Amanda,
Woman
come
Haters
on.
Club.
I'm sorry, Yank.
No, that
It's
you're
a
fine.
myth. You guys take
I
more
have a
time
question
off,
for
you
the
get
women.
more benefits. I'm sorry.
I've never had a
You get
baby,
more
so I
benefits.
don't
Hey,
get
Yank,
I don't get all that
talking.
jet.
Go ahead, Yank. Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry,
you,
Yank.
Gutter. That's okay.
I'm gonna mute.
Okay. But my question is for Missy and women in general. If let's say we went back to where a man could earn enough money for a family.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Yes, I know where you're going. Yep.
Work?
Go ahead.
Would the woman prefer to work or be the stay-at-home wife, mother, and that important life? Which would she probably want to do?
So I grew up in a house where my father could pay all the bills, but my mother worked. We have 4 kids. So it's, and I think that's what taught us, monkey see, monkey do. If you want money, you have to go to work, and you're teaching your kids. And my mother went back to school, everything. I mean, to get better jobs. She worked the weekends.
So
I had to babysit.
For more money. It wasn't a chase of happiness with her. It was for more money.
No, because it was happiness in the end, because we got the vacations. We went on the road trips to family members in other states. I mean, it was she always worked. She had 4 kids and worked.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I interject really quick?
My point is,
I'm going to go up here and
go
listen. I want to interject very quickly. The overall happiness of women in this country started to decline when women got put in the workforce. And when they got older, most women I know that were successful CEOs of companies and everything asked if they could do it all over again. They'd say, I would rather have had a family, because even though I built this wealth and success, I have no one to share it with. I have nothing. Once I die, that's
I kicked and screamed the whole fucking way to work, all fucking 20 years that I was fucking forced to work. And then, I know that sounds really shitty, but I hated fucking working. So I couldn't wait until Marvin said, okay, you don't have to work anymore.
Hey, I hate working. Who the fuck likes to get up early and be into work at 7 a.m.?
Hey,
I want
Missy,
to stay home.
Who does? Who does? Us men.
Us men. 100%. I get up.
Yeah, but I don't got a man. I can't stay at home and fucking say go to work, baby.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Because I don't want to give up my freedoms.
Missy, see, that's what it is, right? That's the nuts of it.
What?
That's a bad relationship. That's
the nuts of it. You don't want to give up your freedom. Right?
Your freedom
you think,
what?
You think that you think you have this impression that when a man goes to work, he's free. He's busting his ass. He's doing the same thing you're doing right now. Busting his ass, competing with other people.
No,
to
that's
make
not what I
money,
meant.
Right?
That's not what I meant.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. But you said you wanted freedom.
No, independence, I should say.
Okay.
No, just
so you're independent, giving your life to a company.
No. That's how can I? Julie, help me.
Money. It's money, Yank. It comes down to contributing to the household and giving money wise.
Okay.
It makes you feel more independent because you can go and buy the things you want to buy and do the things you want to do and not have in that sense of financially.
No, that's not what I meant.
Oh, I
So
totally.
putting 40 hours a week to the 40 hours a week to the corporation is making you more independent and allowing you to do what you want to do.
No, independent and where I don't rely on anyone except myself is what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I was
You rely
fucking
on your
just
boss
saying.
to pay you.
Sorry. Oh, whoa.
You rely on your bosses to pay you. You're trading your
No,
labor
I
for
put
time,
in the
and you're not
work.
getting compensated.
I punched the motherfucking clock.
Yes. Right.
They
You're
doing my
relying
work,
That's why
Bobby.
I originally asked the question, Missy.
What?
Missy, that's why I originally asked the question. If we went back to a time where a man could earn enough money to support a family, would you still want to go to work?
No.
Exactly.
Okay. So that tells me
Now,
right there that you
Oh,
don't
Jesus.
actually want this independence and all this shit you ladies throw around to
Oh.
justify going to work. You
I don't
actually
want two
really would
motherfucking
rather be at
jobs.
home
I don't want to
with the
clean up
kids
after a
and the
man.
house and
I don't want
doing
to
the
have
things,
to
and
make
he
his
makes enough
dinner,
money and you
make
guys
his
go on
breakfast,
vacation and
make
that
his
kind of stuff.
lunch. There's a big difference.
hold on.
Why
hold on.
not?
Here's
Why
the
not?
caveat.
Why
Hold
should
on.
I be someone's motherfucking maid? You know,
Oh, she's
my
really broken
husband
up
did
for
that.
me.
I had just moved
I'm
in
sorry.
with
Could
them.
you say that all
Was
again? I'm
there
sorry.
for,
My power was real low and you sounded terrible.
you can't hear me?
She said, "Why should she be your motherfucking maid?" That's what she said.
Well, if you want the money for nothing,
Sorta.
it's a team.
No.
Hold on, it's a team.
Wow.
It's a team.
Wow.
You hold on.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
it's a
I've
team.
got to spread my
Hold on.
legs for that motherfucking buck.
No, you don't. You said you just said.
Well, I hope you charge more than
No.
$1.
No. If
Okay,
if
Bobby.
you literally you just said if a man could go to work and earn enough for you guys to have enough
How
financial
about if a
freedom to
woman
do
could go
whatever
to
you
work
want,
and a man could stay at home? What I want to hear your reply on this one.
I'd be a stay-at-home dad,
Men
and I'd
would
make
wanna
sure
go to
when I
work.
came home, the house was taken care of.
Oh,
I would make sure
two
the house was
different
taken
answers.
care
Well,
of.
that too.
No. You know how
Oh,
many
you're flip
projects I could do
flopper,
around the house?
Yank. Flip flopper.
If I
No.
I love cooking.
I'm not
I love work in
flip-flopping.
the garden.
There-
If I didn't have to go to work every day, I'd be coming up with all kinds of events. Look at how nice the fucking house is and shit. I would love to stay home. I don't care who the breadwinner is. If you can create a family income with financial freedom off one person, I think that's enough sacrifice to the labor force. And then you got to make a good home. If you're not going out to the labor force, make a good home. In fact, you should take pride and make it a go home. There was a time I took 2 years off work. I took a midlife retirement. You know what I did? COVID kind of fucked me on it because I couldn't do much. I grew a garden. I did all kinds of fun shit. And I was like, I could live like this. I would love a sugar mama. If I've met some rich old lady, whatever, I don't know that I could actually go there. But you can imagine, it's like if I didn't have to go to work every day and bust my ass, yeah, cooking is a passion of mine. I would love to cook. I would love to have the time to. You understand? Now, there was something else I really wanted to say before you said, "Oh, you were asked if a guy could go to work
hit the nail on the head
with one income, and
Yep.
would you want to have to go to work?" And your answer was no. So it was about financial freedom. And then it's like, I don't want to have to cook for them and this and that. Not all guys want to get cooked for this and that. But
well, you haven't eaten what I make.
Hold on. It would be nice if you were a team when the guy comes home and you're financially free because he's been out all day, that after you got done catching up with the Kardashians and getting your nails done and all that shit, that he doesn't then have to cook and figure all that other shit out. It's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, I mean, there was a lot of parts of my life where there wasn't a team. There was not a team. I went out and I killed it. I had a house. I had a ton of fucking money, and I came home and I had to do everything else. Do you know what a difference it makes to come home and have somebody as a part of a fucking team? Then you're both happy, and you both can be happy. It's teamwork. It's give and take. So you said you wouldn't want to work. You wouldn't want to work if you didn't have to. but you also don't want to have to do anything at the house. So you want him to not only be the
No,
breadwinner,
that's not what I said.
That's
you're putting words into your mouth. Whoa! You're putting words in my mouth, though, Bobby. You're putting words in my mouth. That's not how Yank stated it. He said,
"I'm inferring from your answers to his questions."
Yeah, but that was a yes or a no.
Suddenly, you said I
There's
have
no
to spread
context,
my legs.
Bobby. No fucking context.
You said I have to spread my leg for a buck just because he makes enough money to cover all the bills and I don't have to work. But now I got to spread my legs and cook for him.
You said that.
That was those were your answers.
Am I fucking stoned?
No, you said that, Missy.
You said that.
No.
I think so. Maybe.
I said, listen, when I first met my husband.
See, because my question was this, Missy.
Well, let me clarify one thing here, okay? Mm-hmm. When I first met my husband, I was living with him for 6 months.
Okay.
And he wakes me up at 4 a.m. I don't have to be up till 6. And he's got no jeans to go into work. You know what he got?
Okay.
He got run out of the bedroom. He got run out of the bedroom with a candle thrown at his fucking head, and he's lucky he closed the door.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I told him, I'm not your mother. I'm not your maid. I'm not your dishwasher or your laundry fucking person. I'm not. That's not me. I'm not here to provide that. You know where the laundry, you know where the washer is? You know where the dryer is? Why do I get to do it?
And he was the only one working?
No, we were both working. I had to be up in 2 hours.
So were you working at the time?
Missy, Chief has a solution.
That's different. We're talking about a scenario where you don't have to work because the bills are covered by one income.
Helps your argument.
You understand?
Oh, here we go, Bobby. You better hold on to your pants. Now you got get them. Get them boys, Amanda.
I put on a bra for this. Okay?
No,
I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
We need the rating.
Oh, no,
you keep your ass right.
Oh.
You little.
I got to pee. I know. I want a fresh start.
You're not leaving me here to deal with this three.
You'll be all right.
I'm chief of the He-Man Woman Haters Club anyway. I can handle it. Go ahead.
This ain't the first time I leave Yank in a room full of women yelling at everybody. Love you, Yank.
He doesn't love you, Yank.
I know. Men get paid more, get paid more than us and doing the same job and heavy lifting and okay. First of all, I was just at a job that a man who I worked 5+ years more than him, knew more than him. He got a promotion before I did. Mm-hmm. And got paid almost double than what I did. Had his ass in a brand new Mercedes and was able to buy a house. Double. Because
I'm sure he had a family at home, right? And that was the reason they paid him more.
Nope. Nope. Homeboy was single.
Oh. Where the fuck is Bobby?
Do you think he maybe negotiated a better deal than you?
I negotiated. I knew that I could
negotiate well. I'm asking a legitimate question. Did you negotiate well?
Yes. And I was getting above the pay grade. The reason why he got a pat on his ass and more money was because he followed the district manager from her district to my district. And because it was a different switch, they gave him more money. Because it was further out in the island, they gave him more money. Because he followed behind her and she brought him up with her.
Okay, so it technically had nothing to do with him being a man.
No, but what I'm saying
nothing
is
to do with him being a man.
The argument was male and female and the same job positions. He ain't doing anything I'm not doing. I was in there in a sling and a half cast doing the same exact fucking thing he was doing, took my vacation so I wouldn't be a little bitch and take LOA. I went and got a surgery 4 days later, was back at work, didn't take time off, used my paid time leave, but he had a cough and would have to take off of work.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get back to understanding this. He followed the manager somewhere to where you worked, right?
So there's 2 districts, right?
Okay.
He came from the district that was closest to his house.
Okay, so he moved, he worked further away.
He worked further away, but so did I. I didn't move over there. I didn't get extra money. I got 0 incentives.
So you took the job that was furthest away from you to start?
Yeah, that was the deal. You take the promotion.
Okay.
Further out. You could have it if you're willing to drive. Same scenario he got.
Okay.
But I asked for more money because I'm going to be driving further out, and I'm not paying $3,200 for a 1-bedroom apartment. If my salary don't match how much I could pay, you're going to give me extra money in my pay. They denied me. But they gave 32?
Him. Wait a minute. Are you saying that because of where he lived, he had a higher rent?
No. So he lives in Queens, in the Rockaways. I live in the middle of the island. We both worked at the end of the island in the Hamptons, pretty much Montauk.
Wow.
But the rent there is so out of control that none of us could find anybody that got promoted to that building. It was a brand new store they put in. No one could afford the rent.
Okay.
So other people had their families to piggyback on and move in with and whatnot. Me and him didn't. My point is, though, he got all the incentives where I fought for them and didn't get them. So there is no, they're trying to pay equal. Me and him both had to travel.
Can I?
Go ahead.
First of all, I bought you an RV, so you didn't have any rent to live out there, first of all.
Okay.
Now, I
understand what you're saying.
I gotta handle this shit. You had 0 rent had we lived in the RV out there.
Hold on, I was kind of in the middle of trying to figure something out.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Amanda.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
I don't know who's talking, who's not. I don't know who's got the floor.
You can talk, Yank, but Bobby, you better shut the fuck up.
Am I coming through? Because I got like no signal.
I hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I'm trying to figure out is how you drew the line, or where the line was, or the thing was that made you say, this person got paid more because he was a man. I haven't heard that yet from you. I realized that you two were doing roughly the same thing, traveling distance, the whole 9 yards, and the same kind of job.
Mm-hmm.
But someone made more money than you. I don't understand where all of a sudden it's because he was a man.
No. The point I was making was he's making more money than me. We don't have the, you're in the same position, equal pay.
Oh.
Where did he go?
He has slow connection. He's gonna pop back on.
There's a lot that goes.
Buffering.
There's a lot that politics. There's a lot of knowing people. There's people that got paid more than me just because they know people.
Yeah.
Just because they know people. I risk life and limb, and I'm getting paid on Long Island $22 an hour to play with 480 volts. That's live from the fucking street. And there's other people that don't know how to bend pipe, don't know how to tie in panels, don't know how to do $22 a fucking hour to risk my life every day.
Damn.
I work 50 to 70 hours a week, and I travel. I'm always away from home. And there's people that cannot do my job that get paid more than me simply because they know the fucking bosses. They followed the politics. They're in with the in crowd and the uppers. It's that simple.
Yeah, I was never much into sucking ass.
Yeah.
Normally,
neither was I.
People in my position are normally making about $45 to $60 an hour. I should be banking over 10 grand a month, over $100,000 a year. But I'm a nobody in this company, and I'm just starting off working my way up. That's why I'm leaving it. I am leaving it. I'm applying
where are you getting a job? Where are you getting a job, Bobby?
Well, I got offered. I got offered a job. There's no congratulations yet. This is a fucking long shot because I got to do a federal background check.
Everything's a long shot.
All my social media and all that shit. But I got basically begged by this guy to join to build submarines for the Navy. So because of my knowledge and my experience, right around the corner from my fucking house, which would be beautiful. I'm in the air conditioning during the day in the summer, and I'm in the heat, and I ain't got to shovel snow, and I don't have to risk my life. I'm building submarines. It would be beautiful. The dream job. I could actually buy a house on Long Island working for the federal government. I'm a Fed.
You'll get it, Bobby. You'll get it.
I will be a Fed. I hope the fuck so. But right now, I'm getting paid $22 an hour to risk life and limb, while people are sitting in offices or people in the field can't do what I do. They don't have the technical skill set or the applicable skill set. If you left them alone to do what I do, they could not do it. They get paid more than I do. And sometimes it's politics. So, who you know. Sometimes it's tenure,
Yeah, that's what I was. Am I okay?
And I didn't mean to take a.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I didn't mean to take a shot at Amanda. I apologize. I tried, I tried to make things easy,
I know.
I wasn't good at it.
A lot of times
I'm a bad boyfriend.
There are many reasons why some people make more money than others, and a lot of it, believe it or not, comes down to how we negotiate. Some people are just not good at negotiating. They go in kind of demanding, guns blazing, and that may work at some companies or some places or with some managers or bosses, and others it may not. But whatever the reason is, until we can really kind of point at a specific policy or an unwritten rule that has been mentioned and said, then you can't really do it's because he's a man or it's because she's a woman that they make more or less. It could just come down to the difference of the personality of the person, the work ethics. There's all kinds of things that could contribute to that. So, I don't say that there is no wage gap. I don't know. I think we've come a long way in the fact of women in the workforce to where when that first happened, there was probably a very large wage gap. I will admit that. But now we've come to see where houses and families, they pretty much depend on a two-person income. And now we have the whole thing of single moms where they have to work. And if they do work, they have to make enough money to support the family and stuff because a lot of the guys aren't paying what they should. So I think we're so far away from that old idea of, we're going to pay women less. There could be remnants of that, but I don't really see that as the major driving force as to disparities in pay, especially when there's things like there are, objective facts that women tend in general, not all, but in general, take more time off, don't want to work the late hours, have to go home for whatever reason, or the kids or this or that. They they don't put the job as that's who they are. They are the person. That's what their job is. That's who they are. They don't do that. And guys do that. Guys are kind of wired to be that way. I'm a brick mason. That's what I pick up bricks and I move them over there, and that's what the fuck I do. You know what I mean?
I think that's incorrect, Yank. I don't agree with that. I think women take pride in their jobs like men do, and that was the
that's
our identity
movement, and women are unhappier because of it. That's nature versus nurture. Back in the caveman days,
it's our identity because we spend more time at the job.
Slaughtered animals.
Wait a minute, Bob. Let her finish. Let her finish her
thought. Feminism. Go ahead. All right. I digress.
No, we spend as much time as the man at the job, so it becomes our identity and who we. I mean, it's a prideful. We're proud of it. We spend more time at work than we do in the home.
Are you happier because of it?
I take pride in my
Doesn't sound
job.
like you're happy. Doesn't sound like you're happy about it.
I'm fucking old, Bobby. I'm fucking tired.
You sound very unhappy about
I'm
it.
tired.
I got no fucking patience.
I've been working since I've been 13. I was a janitor at 16 doing more than the men that were there all day, and I went in after school.
Imagine getting to wake up every morning and deciding.
And I made $1.75 an hour.
Missy, I will
Fuck
say
you
this:
are,
the statistics.
Shut up, Julie.
You're giving away your age. That's
I don't mind. I don't mind them. I'm old.
Missy, the statistics do not support your argument that women work as much as men do.
What?
In general, I'm sorry.
Well, that's an overall in general, yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
you're taking what? The past 500 million fucking years?
What?
No, we're talking about the last.
Taking the NBC fucking stat, dude.
The last 3 or 4 decades. The last 3 generations.
But that's not balanced. That would be wrong.
How is that not balanced? You guys haven't been working that long.
What?
I'm just.
And you aren't happier because of it. You are not happier because of it. You know, the biggest complaint I hear is that it takes two incomes to run a family, and nobody gets family time anymore. That's the biggest complaint I hear. Everybody's miserable. They both got to work 2 fucking jobs, and nothing takes care of. And I see everybody posting these memes. I remember when one income paid for a house and a car and everything we fucking needed. So women, even though you might feel independent, you earn your own, I understand that. I love it. I appreciate it. I love a hustler. Good for you. But I'm saying, in a world
that you sound so condescending when you say that, Bobby. Good for you, like you. Yay! Good for you.
Good for the people who want to live a lifestyle that aren't bringing them happiness if that's what they want. But overall, people were happier when one income took care of everything and you had a 2-part family structure.
And they were healthier too. They were healthier.
I agree.
You went out, you provide. You have one half that provided and protected, and the other half that nurtured and took care of. So as a whole, you had the entire system of home, food and nurturing, and providing and protecting. And together, you made a solid team that did not rely on the government, wasn't struggling to pay bills. I mean, it was a 2-part team. It was 50-50. It's not 50-50 no more. You give half your time to the labor force. I give half my time to the labor force. We both come home. We're both fucking tired. The kids, we got to distract them. Nobody wants to fucking cook, so we order processed foods, and everybody's unhappy. We're all fucking broke, and it's miserable. It's fucking the feminist movement of bringing women into the workforce has not bode well for women. There's circumstances where everybody had to work.
It's created fat people.
The nature and nurture. Women are nurturers.
Don't talk about me like that, Gutter.
Men by default. And you could ask Amanda. She's been in a relationship with me when I didn't have a job and I didn't have a purpose. And I was getting to the ends of the lines of my savings. And I was like, I don't know how to provide right now. That's when I lost my shit because I'm wired to protect and provide. I don't care if you don't want to cook. I don't give a shit.
I'm wired.
Pick out what you want to eat for dinner. Decorate the fucking apartment.
He's wired. He's wired to protect and provide. I'm wired to. I got this on my own. It worked.
Yeah, but I was there as well, Bobby.
Now we're both single.
I was going to say that doesn't sound like a recipe for a union.
Well, mine worked.
Didn't work out. Didn't work out.
Yours worked, Missy. You were throwing candelabras at a guy who asked you where his pajamas were.
Fucking life ain't over.
No, it was his gene. It was his
gene.
But no, it was. He got sick. He got sick.
I know.
In 2001, in 2003, he couldn't work, all the way up to 2016 when he died. And I took care of the house. I carried the benefits. I was the man.
Now
he was on my benefits.
Secretly want to be the man.
I don't. I liked it. I liked it.
Like it.
She has a strap on.
You take pride on. You wear the pants. Yeah, no. If you walk in Missy's place of residence with pants on, she's stripping them off and throwing them over her shoulder. She wears the pants.
Why are you guys picking on me, man?
I got two things.
Picking on you.
Two things I'm going to say.
You and Bobby are picking on me.
Amanda still has my heart.
There's 2 guys and 3 women. You get the odds.
You know. Amanda saw me at a point in my life where I had it all, and I was watching it all get depleted. And as a man, when I don't have the means to take care and provide, I got to a depression, a low point. And I'm sorry, I'm sorry that's how we kind of met, where I was at the end of I had everything, you know what I mean? The house, cars, money, and
so did my husband. And he ended up in a wheelchair. And talk about fucking depression, Bobby. The house reeked of it.
Depressed. I don't think she understood, where I was at. And I'll always love you, Amanda. And I'm always open to, I know you got to do your thing right now, but you always got my heart. And the other thing I want to address is with the World War II thing that had started this whole thing, which was 100%, because the men went off to war and the women were here while the men went to protect. The women got left to provide. Somebody had to work and make and manufacture and do that shit. And you guys put in the workforce. And then this whole thing about women now not wanting to have kids, and I'm in the workforce. I got my own. Overall, I see a dynamic of near later stages in life when they realize they don't have a family. Ask Gutter, how much do you love having grandkids and watching your family grow? It's got to be the best feeling in the world.
It is the best thing ever. When you see your mini me's, go and have more mini me's. Oh my God, you have no idea, and you don't.
You're running a legacy. It's a
like
legacy,
nothing
and it continues.
Yeah, but Bob, our generation got screwed. There's pee in the dating pool. It's horrendous. You're taking on somebody's skeletons and baggage.
Try it at 57.
Where
did you just call me pee?
When
you just call me piss?
Basically,
I bought a bus for adventures. I bought you an RV when you had to move for work. I did everything. I went and chipped ice in the Catskill Mountains.
He hunted the shit down and got it.
I didn't call you P. I
just lost my mind a little bit when I when I'm sitting there going, I don't have 70, 80 grand in the bank no more, and shit's getting thin, and I still went out and chipped ice in the
shit was just gonna keep resupplying?
So you had a place.
Well, it's because he had shit people around him. Hey, zip it. It's because he had shit people around him with their hand out, and they were coming over and they were siphoning out of him.
Yeah.
Siphoning.
Well, here's the deal. It doesn't matter how it happened. The fact remains is that shit does not come back. Once it's gone for good. That's it. So I always cracks me up when somebody's like, yeah, I had 80 grand in my 401k and I pulled that shit out and I should be able to live for at least a good 10, 12 years. Oh, really? What, in a fucking tent?
Well, in my defense, I had a 10-room house with music studios and all this shit. I had 5 cars and all that. I sold it.
Who needs 5 cars?
And the fucking world shut down. I had them. I had fun cars.
But why do you need 5 cars? You can only drive one at a time.
I wanted them. I was able to
afford them. Because they're all fucking
and
junk.
COVID hit,
it's
and
just
I
like
got
my
told.
I know.
Hell no! I had a Chevy S10, which was a 5-speed 4.3. I had a brand new fucking 2014 Honda Accord Sport. I had a fucking nice, fully loaded Altima. I had a Ford Ranger with a camper bed on the back. I had a lot of nice shit.
Well, when it comes down to it, Bobby, you could only drive one at a time.
To work.
I'm going to head out.
Hi, Amanda.
How many pairs of shoes do you have?
Bye, Amanda. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Love you, girl. Always will. Hi, Hal. Hi, Hal. Hal's got manners.
What's up, Al?
So I'm gonna have manners.
Missy,
tonight.
how many pairs
I'm
of
gonna
shoes
I'm
do
gonna
you
mute
have?
myself.
Not many. I'm not a shoe girl.
Don't
You have more
ask
than
me
5?
that.
Do you?
Nope. I have 2 pairs of shoes. Boots.
I have a pair of boots and a couple pairs of sneakers. I'm a sneaker girl.
You can only wear 1 pair at a time.
They're all different. They do different things, though.
So do cars and trucks.
Oh, Hal, please.
Well,
All
he's
right.
got to
But
know.
you know-
100%. I
But
had cars
but
and
shoes
trucks,
are cheap
exactly.
compared to cars.
But he's still not
Yeah,
wrong.
I had a race truck. I had a utility truck. I had a nice going out car, and then I had an everyday beater car. They all had their purpose. I was able to afford it. I had it. I owned them all. I bought my cars in cash. COVID fucked me up when they
Well,
told me
did
I
you get
could not
cash
go to
back
work
when
for
you sold
2
them?
years. No, I kind of gave them away to my friends because I had to move.
What do you
I
mean
just
you
gave
give
to
them
my
away
friends.
to your friends? I want to be your
I
friend,
had it
Bobby.
like that. When COVID hit, I thought it was going to be 2 weeks to flatten the curve. I
You
didn't
gotta
know it was
spread
going to
your
be
legs
two
to
and a
be
half
that.
years.
Shut up, Yank.
It was going to be. I didn't know it was going to be 2.5
For a
years.
buck,
I didn't
he
know
said.
it was going to be 2.5 years. 2.5 years to live off of everything I had built. I paid every one of my bills at $3,800 a month off my
I
savings
did the
for
same.
2.5 years.
Taking care of my mother. Yeah.
You know?
I was out of work taking care of her. Yeah.
I would have kept my
So-
cars. I would have sold them once, especially when I saw the used cars go through the roof. I'm like, I gave away like fucking 40 grand. On top
That's
of
a
paying my
sin.
friends' rent, paying their car insurance. My friends were about to get evicted and shit and all that. And I'm like, I got it. I got you.
Oh, yeah,
But when you ask for your money back, you're the
Matthew.
asshole. Oh,
Yeah.
what are you pressed about? I don't have it. I can't help it. And I learned a valuable life lesson. Don't ever let the government shut you down again. You fucking shoot that. You open your business, and if they come to shut you down, you shoot them. And if people come to you and they can't pay their bills, fuck them. Sorry, I'm not doing it.
You
again.
would have done better. Your odds would have been better with the whores at the back door.
Whores?
Yeah, well, he's like the women in on Long Island, like the bad boys. In the last conversation we had.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Referring
Fly
back.
crew. You know what I did? You know what I did? For 14 years, I was a fire alarm technician in New York City. And I spent my life different. I only made $25 an hour, but I spent it wisely. I invested and I saved up, and I got car leases, and I would buy and flip things, and I did all kinds of shit. I stayed home. I made my home my mansion. So I didn't go out. I didn't go to bars. I didn't do any of that shit. I hung out at my house at all times. And that's.
And what's the difference now, Bob?
Well, I just moved into
What's
my
the
mother's house in
difference
London.
now, Bob? That was not no.
I go out a lot. I go out.
Yep.
You know.
You go to
Well,
the
not
bar,
right now.
Bob.
No, not right now. Once I hit the bottom of my savings, I had to start building it back up. Building it back up with my bills is different than sending it last times. Buying the bus and the RV and all that, they were big expenses, but I still had some money. Moving into a nicer place and all that shit, and then getting a job. Once your savings is gone, you don't have that no more. So what the difference is now is I'm building it back up. So there's really don't get your savings taken from you. You know what I mean? I had that landline. I had a ton of money, and if I fucking spent a few bucks, it didn't make a big difference. Now, if I go out and spend a few bucks, it makes all the difference. So the difference now is I don't have my savings. You understand? I had a nice, healthy savings from making the money and working all the time and not going out or doing any of that shit. At the time, my wife had cancer and all that stuff, so I was home all the time.
Right.
The difference was once I had a healthy fucking thing, and then I sold the house on Long Island, I had a ton of money. Having a ton of money to not having a ton of money after you spend your savings is the fucking difference. I don't have that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bobby. I agree. When you stay at home, you don't move a lot in the sense where you don't go out and you don't spend.
Even back then, I wouldn't really go out with that money. I wouldn't even go out. It was not being able to work, and then helping everybody I could, and I watched my savings go to zero. When you have nothing and you got to borrow money, and suddenly you end up behind, and then you get a flat tire or all that shit. That negative, debt compound. Yeah, 100%. I used to, if I took a hit, I got a flat tire or this and that. It didn't mean much. I'd get it, and over time, I'd make it back. But when COVID hit, it sucked me fucking dry, and I'm starting from zero. That's the difference. That's the difference. It took me a lifetime to get to where I was. I'm 36, and I'm starting from ground zero.
A lot of people are starting from ground zero.
Yeah.
Because it took a lot of savings.
Yep.
It took my savings, and my mother taught me to never touch your savings. But when you have nothing, you have to. And I'm taking care of my mother. I can't work.
And I'm starting over with $22 a fucking hour. I used to have over 200 grand in the fucking bank. And now I'm starting at $22 an hour. Yeah, that's the difference.
Huge.
That's the
difference.
difference.
Actually, that's especially now where inflation.
So that's me. That's real. I'm raw. That's where I'm at.
Here's something else that nobody else brought up.
My hour of work isn't even worth a fucking Happy Meal. What's up, Hal?
Hey. So not everybody makes the same for other reasons. Everybody's assuming that they're the greatest employee, but not everybody is.
Oh, Hal's bringing it back to the gender wage gap. I'm muting. Good luck, Hal.
You got to step back and look at the big picture. Not everybody shows up on time. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying this about anybody in here. You can apply it to yourself how you want. Someone that's got to take 20 smoke breaks a day isn't going to work for me. They're not going to get a promotion. They're not going to, get a raise or something like that. Everybody just assumes that they're doing a great job and get upset when somebody else gets promoted. But there's more to it than that. Just looking at somebody else and assuming that that's what's going on. There's more to it than that.
Yeah, that was my point. There's a lot of reasons that can be proffered or offered as to why there's disparity between different people and different employees, whether they be male or male female or female.
What about discrimination?
Like I said, I don't think that's as much of a thing as people make it out to be. That's like screaming racism.
Missy, that guy that you're complaining about, what if it was a girl?
I'm sure it exists, but does it exist in the way that people throw it out there? No.
What was that, Hal?
What's that?
The guy that you're complaining about, what if it was a girl?
I have.
So it's you then.
What?
I have. No, it's not me.
It's not a sex thing. Not a gender thing.
No, I said it. I said it.
It's just
it
make
is
more money than you.
No.
No. Hal just pointed that out, and you just answered that again. I love you, Missy.
No, you don't, Bobby.
Hell yeah! I wouldn't even
I think that
if you send me nudes, I'd love you.
You need to stop booting yourself from Discord. First of all, that we're gonna have a discussion about.
Well,
later,
you said to be friends with everyone because you were gonna go and make it public or whatever. So yeah, I friended everyone, and then a fucking message pops up and says you gotta verify your email, and then it says no, your email already exists.
Go to your email and click on the prompt to verify it. Go into your email. You would see an
It
inbox.
didn't send me anything, Bobby. It didn't send me anything.
Is it in spam?
Tony, get on it.
Oh, I didn't check that. Got her. I didn't check that.
Sounds like someone didn't earn a raise.
Just fix it, Tony.
No,
Just
Bobby.
fix it.
Shut that shit down.
Hal, Fletcher email loves your voice, so I'm gonna let Hal and you guys talk this one out. I'm gonna take a quick smoke break, but I gotta go off camera. I only have all right. I'm gonna hit something. I'm not allowed to
smoke break.
Smoke break. No raise for you.
Yeah,
no
raise
promotion
for you.
Hey, you know what? Some guys take a few drags when they walk to the truck and come back, and then some guys just stop work altogether. There's a way to sneak in a few drags of a cigarette and still be the most productive motherfucker on the job site. So being a smoker should not label you as less productive as a general statement.
I agree.
I'll put it to you this way. I get more work done than other motherfuckers, and I still sneak in drags here and there. And you see, I'll light it up on the way out to the truck, and I just throw it on the way back into the building, and I still get more shit done than other people.
I used to work with this chick that we'd go out for a smoke break back when I smoked, and I thought I smoked fast. And I would finish a cigarette, and she would have 3 cigarettes gone. That bitch could down a cigarette, and she smoked Newport Lights, and she could down it in 2 drags.
Two
fucking drags. Like, literally suck it down.
No, and it's nice.
Damn, was she a largemouth bass?
You know, anytime if I gotta run out to the truck, I'll light a quick cigarette. I'll take a few drags out to the truck and then a few drags back to the building. I don't walk any slower, but then I just put the cigarette out and I'll leave it somewhere. So if I have to go back outside next time, I take a few drags. I do not stop moving.
The taste of them.
Same thing we're eating. Do you take lunch breaks? I don't. I eat while I'm fucking working. If I come down, I'll grab a bite of the sandwich, and while I'm chewing, I'm climbing back up onto the fucking ladder. I do not stop working just because I eat or I smoke. There's different people that just say, I'm going on a smoke break and just stand outside of the building doing nothing. I mean, you got to park and slide. If you're going to smoke, if that's your habit, you better not let it interfere with production, because then your smoke breaks are going to become a problem. So, Hal, I smoke, but I think you would love me on your team because I'm a get in and get it fucking done guy. You know what I mean?
He's a hustler.
Yeah, see, I don't allow any of my employees to smoke.
Well, I wouldn't want to work for you then.
On stage.
I wouldn't even apply.
He ain't working for you.
He's not on your team, Hal.
He did fired himself.
You know, I've also seen people that show up at work, and as soon as they get there, they might work for 10 minutes, and then they'll have to go take a dump for a half hour. They wait till they get to work to go do that.
The second I see a motherfucker doing that, I'm like, boy, you could have woke up in the morning, you know you got to take a shit. You shitting on company time? Shit on your fucking breaks, bro.
Yeah.
No. We have the same attitude when it comes to production, but you're going about it a little different because there are exceptions to the rule, and I'm one of them. There's a reason why I excel at job. Shit in your hand and throw it over the fence. Get back on the roof. Whatever.
Hey, did you see Blunt? He said, I take smoke breaks, but I'll gladly shit myself while I work.
Yeah, but
depending
some people do that to play the system. You know, that's how they plan their day. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I've had to fire a couple of helpers. I had to tell my boss, I said, this motherfucker every time I got to go to the bathroom, it's 45 minutes. Having to take a shit doesn't mean you get out of an hour of work. You could tell who's trying to skate labor and who's just like, I got to hit the bathroom. I'll be right back. Like I might have a few cigarettes throughout the day, but I never stop moving. And if I say I got to hit the bathroom, I'm back in like 10 minutes. There's guys, I got to go to the bathroom, and they think it's an hour-long break. You can't question them because, well, I was in there pooping and this and that. It's like, well, then figure out a different schedule because this ain't working out. You're here on the job site, clocked in. I'm relying on you. Fuck you. I need somebody. You know what? This ain't working out. I need somebody who's going to not take shits every morning and be here to work and bang shit out, because you can take all the shits you want when the work's done. I don't give a fuck. But I get what you're saying. You know, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Some people use having to take a shit as a second break. And it's not cool. I don't give a shit. I don't need your anal dilemmas. I need people that are going to deliver jobs.
What else, Hal?
What else about what?
About your team. Who would you fire? For what other reasons?
If they're women.
I write.
You
yeah, see, I write. I do contract work, or when I was out on the road, I did contract work, and I wrote into my contract, you know, if I see in any certain things, I'm done, and they pay me for the rest of the contract, you know, because I didn't put up with any drugs or nothing. So, I understand that there was a lot of that going on with what I did, but they all knew that if I seen it, I was done. I was walking off the job right then, and they're required to pay it. So if they did it, they needed to go somewhere else and do that. And some of the reason that I did it, things like that, you know, I'm allergic to cigarette smoke, so you know, I didn't. Plus, a lot of the venues, or should I say, every arena, you know, they don't allow smoking there anyway. So, but like on the bus and that, if I ever saw anything like that,
back in the good old days.
Yeah, back in the day they did.
Wimps back in the good old days, when little wimps like you would just have to eat the smoke and shut up. No offense, Al. I am so sick of this whole anti-smoking fucking bunch. Everybody's allergic. It makes everybody sick. Everybody gets cancer from secondhand smoke. It's like, shut up. Shut up.
What kind of work do you do? Hold on, but what kind of work do you do, Hal? Hal, what kind of work do you do? Yeah, like with your team, like what kind of work are you doing? What's your atmosphere like?
Oh, what are you don't worry about it now. I sit at home now. I sit at home and edit in my own studio.
He lives in a box.
Oh, but you were working in a studio.
No, not before. I was a touring front of house engineer.
So you're on construction sites?
No, audio, touring.
Okay. All right. No, see, that's different. See, I'm in construction, so we're breathing in brick dust, mold, asbestos, all kinds of shit, tearing it. I'm chiseling concrete, breaking. So if somebody lights a cigarette, that's the least of my fucking worries on a job site. You know what I mean? So it depends on your atmosphere. So I'm gonna, you know, I'm not gonna go as far as saying you got to eat it if you're in a closed office space. That might be a little different, especially if it's your office. But I'm on construction sites where they're like, no smoking in here, and I say, you see all that porcelain dust coming down? Those are little glass fucking particles that are gonna tear up your fucking lungs. You see all this shit over here? They're busting out concrete. That's gonna dry up your lungs. My little bit of tobacco smoke ain't gonna bother you so fucking much. So there's a place for that to be applied. You know, that's why I wanted to ask what you did, because if you're in, you know, I work inside of a cubicle or an office, might be a little bit different. This ain't the 90s where the, you know, cocaine and hookers, the Wolf of Wall Street.
Cocaine and hookers in the 90s.
But in the construction field, it's a little bit different. A little cigarette smoke's the least of your fucking worries. So,
but you set up at venues, right, Hal? You set up at venues for concerts? Yeah. And back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, they were allowed to smoke in those venues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it was written into the contract.
The whole venue?
Oh, yeah. I can write that. I can tell you're not bringing a recording device in.
Well, that was common. I mean, we couldn't do that back in the day. But cigarettes? Weed? I mean, there wasn't a venue I didn't go to that I didn't smoke weed, let alone cigarettes.
You know, I would have had you arrested for that.
Oh, my God.
See, I take that as a big slap in the face because of what I used to do for a living when I was in the Navy.
Nerd.
What you used to do? Oh no, it's fair. People got their ways.
When I was deployed to Colombia, you know, it was my job to hunt, you know, all the drug dealers. I was shot
Those were my
twice.
friends.
I can understand it. It's your nature, but
you know, everybody says they want something done about the drug problem, but
I always find it funny people my age that now smoke pot, and it's like they're free. Okay.
Fuck yeah, motherfucker!
Yeah, but that makes a lot of people a hypocrite when they complain about other drugs. You can't complain about others, you know, if you're doing something like that too.
Depends on what you're doing. I'm not shooting up people and stealing cars over a fucking joint. I mean, I don't smoke pot. I got to be clean for this fucking job. But
I don't smoke pot.
I've never been robbed by a pothead. I've been held up by a crackhead or a heroin addict. They got nothing to lose. But I've never ever once been tempted to rob.
Potheads won't even steal cookies from you. They'll eat them.
They don't even want to get off the couch. I'd love to see the motherfucker get off the couch with enough energy to fucking do it.
I've never had an issue with the pothead. Never. And I do edibles. I do edibles. So, I mean, I'm as...
Right, Schaefer Hound.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's a new... I've never seen that name before.
Kidding.
No, they've been here. They were here before.
Yeah. I've never seen that name.
Come around every now and then. I don't know if female or male, but...
And you can argue it all you want that you might think it's legal in your state, but it's not. It's still illegal federal. If you think it's so illegal, I'll be happy to meet you on the front porch of any federal building that you can find. Bring all you want, and then tell me how legal it is.
Well, I thought it was legal in Connecticut.
No, it's not legal federally.
It's not legal. But
it's still a class 1.
Do you know how many people get high before they go in anywhere? I mean, they're standing outside.
Too many.
Like it's insane now. I mean, I can't go into any store, Hal, and I've got a nose. I mean, I don't smoke weed, but I do edibles. So I mean, everyone smells like weed. I've never seen it like this in my life. Yeah, and I hung out with people that grew the weed, and I used to harvest it.
The states are just saying they're not going to prosecute for it. They're not, but you do something else, and they'll tag that on, even though they say they won't.
The laws got stricter.
But it is still illegal federally.
Yeah, the laws got stricter in Connecticut, where it's, you know, they've got the ads on TV. They can pull you over if there's too much smoke coming out of your car. I mean, they tacked on, they made it legal statewide, and then they tacked on.
They didn't make it legal. They said they're not going to prosecute for it. There's a difference.
Well, no, in January, they tacked on a bunch of laws in Connecticut where they can.
It's fucking legal, Hal. Don't give me that fucking shit. It's legal in some fucking states. But through the state, maybe not federally, but the state, it's legal.
I don't have to have a marijuana medical card in the state of Connecticut anymore to go to a dispensary and buy whatever the fuck I want.
You know what else you can't do? You know what else you can't do if you're honest? You can't go buy it.
He froze.
Yeah, you froze.
You froze, Yank.
I'm sorry. You know what else you can't do? Okay, am I back?
Yep.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what else you can't do? If you smoke pot and you're honest, you can't buy a gun.
You're not supposed to drink alcohol either.
Did I disappear again?
Yeah.
We heard you.
But yeah, that is true.
You can't buy a gun if you smoke pot.
That's a felony.
Or drink
if you're
alcohol.
Honest and you fill out that paperwork to buy a gun, you cannot buy a gun if you smoke pot and you're honest.
I don't smoke pot.
Or drink alcohol.
And if you lie, you're going to prison if you get caught.
But I don't smoke pot.
Nobody was blaming you.
Well,
Nobody
whether
was
you eat
saying
edibles or not.
What about alcohol, like Gutter said?
Alcohol's legal.
No bullshit.
But
if you get caught
alcohol is legal.
If you
get caught in any state with a gun and drugs, that's a felony. In California, where they say it's so legal, if you've got a gun and you're smoking a joint, you're going to jail.
If you have a gun and you have alcohol, you're going to jail.
No, not true.
Well, I'd try it.
Look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right or it's fair.
I'd go down at that same federal building with your firearm and your alcohol and see how far you got.
And you cannot be loaded. You can't be loaded and have a firearm. In other words, like you can't be inebriated and have a firearm. You could, as long as you don't get into trouble. But most inebriated people get into trouble. You can't go into a bar. That's more than, I think it's 30% of the bar needs to be tables and places to sit. That's like a restaurant versus just a bar. You can't go into a bar with your firearm and drink.
No, you have to turn it in. But wait, I thought it was legal, so you can have alcohol.
Or don't go into the bar. You can't have alcohol in the gun. Right now, I could walk out my house after having 4 of these and go walk down the street with a gun, and no one's gonna fucking give me any shit. Even if a cop goes, "Hey, you seem a little buzzed." Yeah, okay. What did I do?
But can't that be applied for the person that's stoned?
Huh?
Can't that be applied for the person that's stoned?
No, because
that's federally illegal.
Weed is illegal. Federally illegal.
Without any weed on them.
I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying that's the way it is. And if you have a medical marijuana card, if you smoke weed, and if you are honest, when you go to a gun place to buy a gun and you fill out that form, it asks you straight on it, have you ever taken any marijuana or used any illicit drugs? And you answer no.
Are you?
And you know that you have a card in your pocket.
If you've ever.
Or you do, and someone can rat you out, you can go to fucking prison.
It doesn't say if you ever. It does not say if you ever. It says if you are on drugs or alcohol.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up.
Bang yourself right out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, another thing people do make themselves hypocrites are about the like when people complain about sanctuary cities and that, because the illegals coming across the border not supposed to be here, but even though it's illegal, the states or the cities, towns are saying, well, we're just not going to prosecute for it. But they want to think it's okay when it comes to, the pot smokers. Can't have both ways.
I'm pretty sure Connecticut's a sanctuary state. We take everyone in.
That's been dropping off the news too now. Haven't been hearing a lot about that.
Well, there's a lot of smoke screens, like Trump. It's our attention is diverted elsewhere, so we're not going to focus on the illegal aliens and the fentanyl issue and everything else that brings.
Okay, I'm not sure if this answers your question, Gutter. I'm not sure if this answers your question. I may have to do a little more research, but it says federal law prohibits anyone who is an unlawful user of or addicted to any controlled substance as defined in Section 102 of the Controlled Substances Act 21 U.S.C. 802 from possessing a firearm. This would include marijuana use because it is defined as a controlled substance under federal law.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's also a crime to misrepresent that on the form.
That doesn't mean that. It's just use, as in you're using it now.
It doesn't say if you've ever. That I'm telling you.
Because you wouldn't be allowed to carry, Yank. You wouldn't be allowed to carry because you smoked weed in your past.
This is some of the big thing about Hunter Biden right now.
Anyone using weed is an unlawful user. You guys understand that, right? Anyone using weed
federally
is an unlawful user because weed is illegal federally.
Federally. But they have also said that the ban on marijuana users not owning guns is unconstitutional. In some states, they said you could have your medical marijuana card and still own a gun in some states. That's state shit. Now, I want to touch on something real quick before we get too far, because Hal pointed out a very fair point, which was it's hypocritical to say about the illegals and then talk about the pot when it's lack of prosecution by the state. Now,
right.
There's two caveats to this. One, sanctuary states, any state, we kind of believe is its own country, right? Because we're all about states' rights. Are we in agreement on that? Because your point's very fair. I want to address this. I want people to look at something through a perspective of centrality here. Everybody here, your own state is your own country, right? Like it's states' laws above federal law. Are we in agreement on that? Where gun rights, gun rights in each state, income tax to each.
No, federal law.
Federal law overrides state
law. Unfortunately,
to a point,
it's not supposed to be that way, but that's the way it is.
Where do we lay on the way it's supposed to be? I say, with the 13 colonies and each, states were looked at as countries and territories. So for me, because it's the same thing with abortion. We're going to tie all this. I was
going to bring that up, Bobby. Thank you.
I want to take a poll right now. Do you believe in states' rights or federal government law?
I believe in states' rights.
Listen, I believe in states' rights. Okay, I believe in it, but whether that's going to hold up in the court, I don't know.
It doesn't hold water.
The Supreme Court.
Depends on what court you're in, federal court or state court. There's two different things. How do you side on states' rights or federal jurisdiction?
The order?
I'm asking you, Hal.
The order?
No. Not what is. What you believe should be the way. What do you think? Should it be states' rights individually, or do you believe federal law should monitor over the states, have jurisdiction over individual states? Like, what would you prefer? Complete states' rights.
I would prefer that laws be constant from state to state. It should be there's like your gun laws there in New York. You should have the same rights that I do here in Indiana. I think laws should be constant from state to state. If you asked me what I believed in.
But the states are supposed to be laboratories of democracy.
No, hold on. We can't. I'm not denoting your opinion. I want to hear it. So you like, go ahead. No. I have no opinion on this. I'm asking you yours. I'm sorry for interjecting. So please continue where you were. You think it should expand throughout the states?
I do believe federal laws should override the state. If there's no federal law, then the state can make their own. But as far as all the states go, I think it should be constant from state to state. What's legal here in Indiana should be as legal for you in New York. You should have the same rights that I do carrying a gun.
So you're a nation state. Nation state.
Yeah, each state has to they got to be able to vote their own shit in and out. You can't have everything the same.
They're supposed to be laboratories of democracy. Right? Each state is different depending on their makeup. I'm asking. Look, this is lawyers answering. Okay, and this is from attorney Joseph Bondi. Answer: no. Possessing a gun and using cannabis, which is still federally illegal, renders you subject to prosecution as an unlawful drug user in possession of a firearm, a violation of 18 U.S.C. 922 G3. I don't know if I agree with this or not. I'm just saying This is what seems to be the general consensus when it comes to that reason. As to the gun thing, like Florida here just passed
constitutional carry.
Licenseless, huh?
Constitutional carry?
What's that? Well,
constitutional.
Sort of, Missy. We can carry a gun if you can pass the background check. You don't need to have a license or permit to carry concealed. That's their idea of constitutional carry. There was an amendment rider to that bill where you could open carry, which would have been fantastic here in Florida because you don't wear enough clothes to really conceal carry anyway. It's a fucking pain in the ass. So, but DeSantis didn't want to take it because he has fucking, federal aspirations of presidential and whatever. So he didn't, that wasn't added onto the bill. Anyway, problem is that, okay, I have a permit. I disagree with owning a permit. Yes.
Are you happy are you happy with the laws that were passed in Florida?
Okay. Not particularly.
Why?
Because I don't think they went far enough.
It's a start, though.
It is a start. It's a big start.
Here's the problem. I have to keep my permit if I want to leave the state of Florida with my gun and carry my gun in states that have reciprocity. In other words, only states that have reciprocity will recognize my permit and my ability to carry my weapon on my person. I have to be able to go to. So if I just say, well, Florida says that they passed a law that I don't need a permit and I carry my gun and I go to Georgia or fucking wherever, the next state over, Mississippi or whatever the hell it is, the state's going to fucking throw you in prison because they still have permits. And I don't agree with permits, but I'm just saying I'm going to keep my permit even though I don't need it because it gives me a little protection should I leave the state of Florida in many other states.
See, I've had an FFL since '94.
I was going to say, so if you had federal, then you'd be covered.
I have a Class 2 federal license. I can buy it and sell a gun in any state. I can carry my gun in any state. I can buy or sell a fully automatic weapon. Yes.
Any automatic weapon?
Yes, I have. Well, some states don't allow you to own
Washington.
Connecticut.
an automatic weapon.
When's the next time you come to New York? We should go get a beer together. You're my new best friend, Hal.
Sorry, Hal. No one was cutting you off. Go ahead, brother.
Sorry, Hal.
No, I said, yeah. I mean, I have a Class 2 federal license.
Gotcha.
And you're hanging out with
you own a machine gun if you can afford it, and the tax stamp. You can buy yourself a machine gun.
We found the Fed in the chat.
Yeah, $200 for the stamp and 12 months waiting.
Well, no, I don't.
I carry my gun on a plane too.
Oh, Missy, I don't think it's only $200 for the federal.
Yeah, it is.
Stamp for an automatic weapon.
Yes.
Yep, it's $200.
That depends on. That depends on where you're at.
For a machine gun, it's $200.
Oh.
But you got to get the license.
It's pretty much $200 for everything.
Across the board.
Silencer, anything like that, it's $200.
Yeah,
so Hal, how do I go about getting my Class 2?
Fill out the form.
Fill out the form, and it's like 12 months. Wait, 9 to 12.
LLC.
What?
Do I need to open an LLC and have the guns carried?
No, that would be a Class 1. Then you'd be like a gun store, pawn shop, or something like that.
Correct.
It's just me.
Okay.
That's for personal use.
So in Alabama, one of the states, that's one of the states that you can carry a concealed weapon, say in the restaurant that serves alcohol, but you are legally not allowed to drink while carrying that weapon.
Interesting.
Yeah, see, now Indiana, you can carry your gun in a bar.
Yeah, in Connecticut you can too. I know a lot of guys that carry.
In Idaho.
In
Idaho, they say hand it over. I believe.
Thank you, Gutter. I did not know that. I appreciate you looking that up. Thank you.
In New York, they only carry guns when they drink. You're gonna run into more guns at a local bar than you're gonna at an accident. Yeah. They made it so much cheaper for the black market.
Someone said in here too about me not doing nothing with it. Well, I don't care about an automatic weapon. I mean,
no.
Back when I was in the military, I had an M4 fully automatic. I never used it. Or no, I never used it fully automatic. It's a waste.
I think the argument is that the states go against the automatic, like Connecticut, especially with Sandy Hook that happened. I mean, you can't have an assault. You can't have an automatic weapon in Connecticut.
Right. I couldn't buy or sell one there, but if I had one and I carried it there, there's nothing they can do about it.
Exactly. But the laws are so tight in Connecticut. You can't get anything here. And Sandy Hook didn't help.
Well, that's what my yearly Sandy Hook thing is coming up. You're in.
Do you believe Sandy Hook happened?
Oh, God.
Something happened. 100%. We're not doing this here. Every year I do my analysis of Sandy Hook, and then I turn to Parkland and a couple of other ones, Las Vegas. We go into a few of them. There's certain things there's like two sides where it's like fishy, okay, provable fish, and then some of them I'm like, and I don't always want to move to the side that I do, but I have to analyze the evidence that I'm presented with, and then I actually have boots on the ground in some of the places of people that live in areas, and I don't whip out the tinfoil. It's healthy to be able to
I know
ask
cops
questions.
that were at the scene. I know cops that my brother is a cop, so I know cops, and then they've talked about it and their struggles with it.
I don't think anybody that needed to be got arrested due to breach of protocol. But neither here nor there. That's coming up. I got on for something totally else, and now I'm totally derailed. Someone with ADHD is not good at this. That's why my lives, I just hop on
and I'll jump in. I'll get in.
Yeah.
I'll get in on what Hal was saying insofar as automatic weapons. Yeah, I'm not a big automatic weapon fan either, but if I had to pick one, it would be a Tommy gun. I'm sorry, I'm kind of old school.
Those are pretty powerful.
If I could drop a Tommy gun, I would have it.
They got the nostalgia. They're just badass. Yeah. They're badass looking.
If I could drop a drum of 145, I'm good.
They jam. The ammo is expensive. They're not quite accurate, but
take a poll here real quick.
Yeah.
Who would rather stand in front, say 50 feet away? Would you rather stand in front of an fully automatic, or a semi-automatic being shot at?
Semi.
How far?
Depends on the shooter.
50 yards.
Oh, 50 yards?
On the shooter.
Oh, I'd definitely rather stand in front of a fully auto. At least I know I'm getting about 4.
Right on.
And then after that, he's missing.
That's right.
Oh, 100%. But it depends on the shooter. Yeah.
Yeah. First two might hit, but that's about it.
I was really surprised. I've picked a Tommy gun, and I've held a Tommy gun that was fully loaded with, I think it was a 50-round drum mag, not 100, but a 50-round. And the fucking weight on that thing was unbelievable. I don't know how those guys took the stock off and went just a pistol grip on them. I mean, you have no idea how heavy them things are. They're fucking crazy. But
man, I see things different because I know how the gun actually works. So I would go with the 240 open bolt.
Yeah.
Yep. You don't want to close bolt and fully auto.
Right.
Because that thing's going to start shooting all by itself.
It's hard to believe that you could buy those things at a hardware store at one time.
Yep. Ordered from the Sears catalog.
A blunt man. This is full blunt man.
What? Careful.
Yeah, I pew pews are great, man. I love them.
Want me to ask somebody to throw a fucking chair? All right.
Oh, Black Dog got jokes. Black
I
Sheepdog got
remember
jokes.
what
He says that's because they were men who were handling it. Okay.
You don't
the
have
live
to be.
chats. I don't.
I know
I
a
think
lot of girls that can handle a 240.
I think the links get booted from the live chat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
nobody
post
can
it.
post links in the
Yeah,
chat.
you
Sorry.
can't do links,
What are
guys.
you trying to post?
We'll put it up after the Discord link that Yank doesn't want to fucking join. What I was getting into before. Oh, I took a poll of states' rights or federal rights, and everybody. I saw the majority talk about states' rights and then bitch about the rights that the states give them. Everybody jumped down Hal's throat about federal rights, but then talked about how they wanted their states' rights to carry over to other states under federal jurisdiction. So I just asked, and then I saw where the arguments came from, and it was, you know, there's a little chin check for everybody. You want states' rights, but at the same time you want federally your states' rights to be enforced in other states. And then people get
Anybody
upset
that's
about
been in the military too kind of needs to stick to the UCMJ, because even though you're out, they can still recall you if you did something that went against it.
I'll give it a GG. GG, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to you on the phone. Or should I throw it in here? I'm going to throw it in here. Hold on. You motherfuckers.
No, I got it. What?
But I'm going to give you an administrator. People could come right in.
What?
Flight apparently thinks I'm a fig because I don't want to join Discord. No, I don't want to go there and have a whole bunch of women just yelling at me because I'm the chief of the He-Man Womanators Club. Christ.
We won't yell at you.
See, me and you can just hang out, and the rest of them
We'll show you naughty pictures.
Go do that.
Yeah, that's a lie too.
It's pretty cool, Yank. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's wicked cool.
We'll show you naughty pictures, the kind you like.
I think you're just lying to me to get me there. I think I'd rather hang out with Hal.
Dude,
we'll talk guns and shit.
You have the guy in here.
Huh?
Hal, I thought you were on Discord.
Ask any of the guys.
No, I don't do anything social media. You're not going to get me on anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I ain't joining.
How know a fucking naughty picture if it slapped him upside the head? I swear, it wouldn't admit to it. Would you, Al?
What was that? You broke up.
How?
Really enjoyed the.
I said you wouldn't admit to it if you seen a naughty picture over there on Discord. No, I didn't see it. It was just a lady with her breasts hanging out, and they were cocked to one side, and one was a little bigger than the other. Right?
I can turn around and see 4 right now.
Oh, 4. I'm not going to say who it is that wanted to start a booby channel if I got on Discord, but like, can we start with your own?
We have one. We have one. It's literally called David's Butthole. David's Buttholes and More. That's
we'll
not
see. It
safe
already
for
has
work.
the wrong
It's age.
pronoun to begin with. It already has the wrong
Dave
pronoun.
founded it. There it is.
I got a sandwich shop that Tony's selling.
Yeah, give it a yank and see what comes out. You know what I mean?
Sick people.
Most people would shit themselves if they seen some of the footage I've cut up.
Oh yeah, I bet, Hal. Yeah, some of those faraway websites you know about.
So Hal, you did Rick's news report reel for the beginning?
I did quite a few for him. I don't know if he's got them, but
I thought he was using one.
Yeah, he's using one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's using the Rick News Network one.
The RNN, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
also
done a
noticed he's
couple.
got a little 3% of flag down the bottom right-hand corner.
Oh, you did that as well?
I don't know. No,
Oh.
I don't know who did that.
No, like the opening he has when Rick's.
Oh, Hal. Yeah, no, that's Hal.
Yeah.
I did his logo years ago too.
What logo?
The RNN one. It's just a
Rick's Network
JPEG
News.
splash screen.
But you updated it recently, right?
He just recently got it. I did those a long time ago and emailed them to him, but he doesn't always check his email.
Neither do I, Hal. Neither do I. Sorry,
Obviously,
bud.
I don't either for Discord because I'm not getting the emails that I should be getting.
Yeah,
I heard
and I
you
know I went
booted
out of my
yourself
way
again.
to like
What are
give
you
my
doing over there?
phone number to some of you people, and my
No,
phone
it's I
still
don't
hasn't
share
rung,
my
so
telephone
fuck
number.
off. I ain't
I
doing
don't. That's
The
not
phone
shown
goes
on
both
Discord.
ways, Yank.
Missy, I just
The phone
invited
goes
you
both
to
ways.
Discord.
What, Joe?
Ooh,
Yank,
Bob.
don't call me. I don't think I've ever gotten a phone call
I
from
do
Yank.
call you. I call you all kinds of shit. You're just not in the room.
Yank doesn't call me, and I gave him my number.
I
See,
just
how does this turn
I
around
just
to me, right?
invited you
I had people call me.
again on Discord, Missy.
Where'd you
What?
send it?
I called
Gee.
you.
Oh,
I stopped reaching out to see who my real friends were.
Gee, where'd you send it?
Christ.
What?
One of them,
On the inbox, in your inbox on
one of
Discord.
them guys.
I can't get into Discord.
Didn't call me.
Stunad?
Fuck me. Here.
All out of our
All right.
minds.
Okay,
guys.
here's Discord. Here's Discord again.
Bob,
Jesus, Missy.
have I ever not texted you back?
I think I'm going to have to make a new.
You get back. You text back. You do text back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
do.
text
Yeah.
back.
I don't. I'm not a big talker.
Oh, okay. I'll
I'm
start
not a
sending
big
you
talker,
texts.
Bob. I apologize. But yeah, I will always get in touch with somebody.
Bobby never called me back either.
This side
I
Oh,
sent you
Bobby.
text messages.
shit.
He
I
doesn't
sent
get
you
texts. He
I don't
doesn't
have
get
texting.
texts. He doesn't have that ability,
Well,
Bobby. We've gone over this 5
Yeah.
million times.
Oh, shit. How
You
many
didn't-
fucking
you didn't-
times do I have to tell you
You didn't
that?
call me.
No text, Bobby, for
You didn't call
Hal.
me?
You have to call him.
You
Bobby.
didn't call me. You didn't call me.
Bobby.
You want to know what my day's like? Tomorrow, I'm up at 4 a.m. and I'm driving 3.5 hours down to a job site.
Well,
to
you
work
should
10
have plenty
hours.
of time to call
You
Hal
me.
then.
Yep.
Yeah,
Plenty of
I
time in
don't
the
have
car.
a phone number for him.
Oh.
He just gave me email. I emailed him.
With your telephone number?
Yeah.
Oh, Bobby, that's on you. It only goes one way.
Ball's in your court, motherfucker.
Start fucking serving.
I will admit that I do not. I got like 40,000 unread emails. I never look
yeah,
at
Rick.
them.
Oh, yeah. You're going to do a Rick now?
No, I really don't. Yeah, once it gets to a certain point, I just get on, and half of it, I'm like, what? Oh my god! I put my email in so many websites. I'm gonna create a special one, and I'm gonna put it in the Discord. If you want to get a hold of me, you get into the Discord. If you don't already have my phone number,
I've
Some of
inboxed
you
you on
guys do.
Facebook, and you don't even look at it. Because I can see when people look at it.
I'm on Bobby. I'm on the
Phone
Bobby Box one right now. Yeah, because all my other ones were banned. I shared one thing. I think it might have gotten through on.
Gee, that's
William
not doing
Book.
anything for me. I need it in the comments afterwards, and you fuckers never put it there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it after this ends. After the live ends, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Do it after this
I'm
live.
going to do it.
Put a lot of
It's
things
never
in the
done.
comments afterwards.
What?
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Hey,
Too many
Let me
people
ask
getting
you
worked up over social media.
How many?
Hey, Missy, did you know we have this rule that if you come on 3 times on the show, you have to get rid of the stupid face cat thing and show your face?
No, that's not a stupid fucking face cat thing. That's my cat, man. That's my baby.
I'm getting kicked out again, aren't I? Everybody's frozen.
You're frozen. No, you're not frozen.
That's because you said her cat was a stupid fucking face.
Yeah, man. What's up with that? I'm not insulting your ass.
Sideways cat.
She's looking into the camera. I can put up a better picture.
I hate cats.
She doesn't want us to see.
You hate cats? I'm not a dog lover. I don't do dogs. Cats are independent.
Cats.
Cats are independent, and she's clean. She's not a slob. You get a male cat, they're slobs.
Yeah, I'm a dog.
See, that's what he gets.
I'm with you there. Gotta have a dog.
We always had dogs growing up. My mother and my grandfather and my brothers, they're all dog people. I would love to have a dog. I'd love to have a dog, but wouldn't be able to go anywhere. My cat is too needy.
Why can't you go anywhere?
Come here.
Because I wouldn't want to leave a dog home.
You take the dog with.
Nah, that's too much responsibility. I would have had a kid.
Look up here. Look up here.
Here comes Jake.
Mama.
How you know you had a dog, Bobby?
I got this actually my little brother's dog that he left at my mama's.
What kind of dog is it?
Labrador pit bull, black lab mixed with a pit bull, and she's a fucking darling. But I can't leave her alone. My cat, I could set up food and shit for 2 days and head out of state.
See how?
But
that's why I have a cat.
The benefits of having a dog, depending on your lifestyle, my cat is not gonna be a burglar or backup.
You'd be amazed. My son has the biggest fucking cat you ever seen.
My cat
that girl is like having another person around. She understands English. She's on the ball and she helps me protect this place. My cat just sits around going, "There's a hairball. Feed me."
Clean it up, slave.
That and here's my chewed bubble gum ass. Look at it. Look at it.
No.
And his name is Marvin. And he still doesn't shit on the floor. So that's as far as I'm going with any more pets. We had a dog for 15 years.
But I gotta say, it's not my dog. I got the benefits of having a dog. I only have a cat. I didn't ask for it. It was one of those, can we just have him for the weekend? And I'm like, I know where this is going. But him, I can leave. I can work out of state for a couple of days and he takes care of himself. It's not, I don't have to be home to let them out. So it's basically having a dog is having a child. You're raising a child. Having a cat is kind of like having a lizard. It's there.
No, not really. I stayed home taking care of my mother and realized how dependent my cat is on me. And when I went back to work, I set up a camera. And she has severe anxiety when I leave. What did you say, Yank?
I said your mother's a lizard.
No, she's dead.
I'll be right back.
Well, then she's not a lizard.
No, but I was home because I lived underneath her. You idiot.
She's about to reach through the internet and fucking smack you upside the head.
Wait till I get to Florida. I'm gonna hunt your ass down.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time.
He lives in Miami Beach.
No, he doesn't. I know exactly where he lives.
Look
for the big palm tree and shake it.
What are you looking me up?
Mm-hmm.
And she looked you down. She looked you all around.
Hey, send me some pictures. I gave you my phone number. We shared emails. You know what I'm talking about then.
He'll meet you in the backyard.
I want to see Marv's titties. I missed that live. Where's Marv? Where's his titties?
Yeah, Rick deleted it, didn't he?
What are you doing over there? Show us your titties, Hal.
Hal, what are you doing over there?
Marv's at work.
He's been awfully quiet.
Hal died.
You're like
Hal ran out of batteries.
Hal said, "Fuck this."
I'm here.
He's here.
I'm here.
He's got manners. He's got manners. He waits. He's taking
Something
notes.
you're lacking, Bobby.
How's a fucking fed? We're at a bar. Excuse
Yeah, but
me.
how's our
Hold
fed?
on.
He's so done with our shit. I suppose though, it's like freaking 3:41.
Come on.
Yeah. So post the link in the comments for the Discord, and I'm gonna change. I'm gonna have to get a new email to go back in there.
For fuck's sake, she's gonna have 17 emails for one.
No,
Discord.
I only have 2, and one's not working. I don't go into. Well, I have 3.
Send me pics.
And Yank needs pics.
Always
We can
Yank
upload
needs
pics to Discord. Discord is
Bank,
like the chat. Will be like a
Hank,
fucking.
if you go to Discord, she'll be able to send you all the pics you
It
need.
ain't you guys. It ain't.
It'll be in my
I
sandwich
don't
shop.
want to see memes.
It's
I can
in my
see
sandwich
memes
shop.
anywhere. What's
You know
that?
what? Honestly, Yank, I'll say this. If you went and checked out Discord and you were like, all right, whatever, I'm not doing it. Okay, but you haven't even seen it. It's our own server of different AOL chat rooms. And a lot of the people in the chat have their own channels. So if you want to see gardening or cooking or jokes or memes or news, you could decide
Nipple torture.
what you're going
You got one of them?
into.
You could have your own nipple torture channel.
Yep.
I'll make, yeah.
So
Yankee
Bobby,
nip.
Bobby, I got a question for you about Discord. So what did you mean when you put it in the general? Because that's the general information. Didn't you say like that's why I went and friended everyone and that's how I got thrown out? Because you were going to make it public?
No. What I'm going to end up doing is all of us OGs that started growing this Discord, before we throw it crazy at the wall like public and posting the links everywhere, all of these channels that we have had and developed, and Tony, thank you, Tony. No show Tony always shows up and he helps out a lot. We told anyone that wants their own channel, they can make their own channel on their own topic, their own little niche. And then some of the different channels that already had the niches, certain people usually uploaded to them. So that became their adoptive channel. Like you have Gutter Girls Gardening, you have Flies Puns, you have Blunt Man's Videos, you have No Boobs Box. It's the news channel, but I'm going to change that one. Then we have General. Now, General, we've spoken a lot in. We got Yank and Gutter Chat. We've spoken a lot about the channels in. So what I'm going to do is those channels I'm going to make private.
Live chat too.
You have to.
And my sandwich shop. And my sandwich shop.
Good. And the sandwich shop, which was the cooking channel. And then there's a couple other ones. I started a fights one or whatever. The fights one I'm going to leave public. All of the other ones, what we're going to do is we're going to make it members only. And then you guys are the members, and then you're each a moderator of your own channel. So everybody could come in. We're all OGs here. If you're coming in from here, you're automatically a member and stuff. But we want to minimize trolling and trolls and all kinds of craziness when we really promote it. So there's going to be general open channels that anybody can just share the link or find the server. But we're OGs, and then we'll have some channels that they could work their way in. What I don't want is random people hopping in the chat, seeing our designs, our concepts, what we're talking about with the lives and the inside chats and all that. So that's going to be protected for us as a club. We are the Cool Kids Club. We are the YNG Pub. So we're going to fucking protect that, but open the server to everybody. And
so the general will be open to the public, but our channels, we have to monetize. And everyone can monetize within these channels? The OGs?
No, not monetization. You could share links to shops of selling your merch through your own channel if that's what your prerogative is. What we're doing is
butt plugs for everyone.
Yeah, they got nice doily ones. You look like
You'll
the 4th of July.
your own channel.
That's what I meant. Sorry, Geee. That's what I meant.
Yeah, you'll be in full control of your own channel. The general, we've already been too intimate and shared a lot of things. The general chat is going to become private for members only, renamed of us. It's going to be called the OG Club. All of everybody here from like us, other strangers that come from other channels or other links and outside links, we're going to create a new general. So when you see general, that's general, it's open, it's public. The OG lounge is where we all sit because we've already put too much in the chat to allow strangers to go in a. Yeah.
What you?
Shaz said, check your spam folder.
Yeah, you told me that earlier, 2 hours ago. I'm gonna.
Basically, it's like. Basically, all we're doing is we're taking the main bar, turning it into a VIP lounge, and then expanding with a new public bar.
Oh, it sounds good, Bobby.
And Tony's been helping me with that, so it's gonna happen. You need to stop booting yourself, and in order for me to give you.
Okay.
Well, I want to bring something up real quick. I'd like to bring something up real quick. I put last week's live into private, right?
Yeah.
Because I got a little bit of a buzz and I showed some things I shouldn't have, and some other people showed some things they shouldn't have. And for the simple fact of, let's not show the things we have, right? So, especially when they eat lead and things like that, we don't need to be showing that stuff. For the simple fact of it's dangerous times, right?
That's right.
So I put that stuff in private, and it pained me to do it, but we had to do it. So I don't want to lose the channel, and I don't want anybody having vans show up at their house at 2 in the morning.
So YouTube can't see that, Yank?
So,
yeah, we can see it.
We can see it, but YouTube won't strike you guys for it.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, actually, YouTube could go like they just decided they wanted to, but we're not big enough that they'll do that. What happens is somebody sees that and they turn us in, and then YouTube looks at it. So it's not so much. I mean, YouTube could look at it, but they probably won't.
Don't have the time.
Talking about. No, they're worried about people seeing this. See,
hey, you fucker!
Big ass.
Fucking knock you out.
$17 at a movie.
Who doesn't have a bag of potato chips by their side? I have barbecue Lays.
Unbelievable.
They do.
Why don't you guys?
Fucker.
Why don't you guys put it on another site like Rick does?
It is.
Well, we do
it
normally. I left it up like a day, so it went to Rumble.
But we didn't do anything wrong. Mine's 100% legal and registered in the state. They know I have it.
But the point is,
100% legal.
Oh, last week. Oh, I remember.
Yeah, don't.
We
put
didn't
stuff
do anything
on.
wrong.
We don't want to strike. It'll just
that's the thing. It's nothing technically wrong, but the point. Also the point is that like, why advertise what you have to the fucking internet?
Well, you've gotten a lot more people in the chat lately, so you don't know who you're dealing with.
Yeah, we had 30 people watching earlier, or 30 some odd people
There were
watching earlier, and they weren't all in the chat, so I don't know who they were.
Well,
there were 38 last week.
We literally met as gun people, and I like outside advice, people with experience. Like Hal's explained a lot when it comes to dynamics and shooting and stuff. We all bring our own perspectives, opinions, and experience here. What I have is legal. I'm not afraid to show. The state knows I have it. Any kind of criticisms or suggestions or advice I can have, I'd love to have it. I would love to learn more about it because it is my right. It's 100% legal. I'm not.
My advice is we all get off here.
I'm gonna pop out.
Get out.
Love you guys.
Some people. I'm not.
Peace, Mizzy.
I will text you, Yank. Julie, you never gave me your number, so fuck you, man.
Oh, what the fuck?
Fuck you.
We'll get under the desk. Maybe you'll get that raise and you'll stop being so mad at that guy who answers phones.
Bobby, I'm coming to New York.
I have your number.
First.
You do? I don't have your number.
Bobby.
Right. Well, I love you guys. I'm gonna have what's up?
Right.
Love you. Julie, text me your number. I won't call you. I'm not a big caller. I only call in here. Because I got to give Yank a hard time.
Bobby, you do lives?
Actually, I haven't a bit, but I do, and they are so random. You can't even ask Yankee. They get mad. I haven't done one in a while, so what I did was I just make sure that I make the time for every Tuesday, so at least I'm here. Mine, if you see me go live, they're random. I'm not going live tonight.
Yeah,
I gotta
like 3 in
Oh,
the morning.
I was gonna say, let me know when you want to do one, and we can talk some sound.
Yeah, right now I gotta go grab my laundry, fold it, and then pack for the rest of the week. And then I gotta be up at 4 in the morning. It is currently, what time is it?
12 o'clock midnight.
I gotta be up in 4 hours, and I got about
Okay, love you guys. Julie, text me,
hours
and
worth of work.
Yeah, we're
I'll
out of
text
here.
you, Yank.
Okay.
Good
Bye.
night.
Love you guys. See you next week or
See you
see you
guys.
Saturday. Whatever comes
Thanks
first.
for coming on.
I'll see
Yeah,
you
but
guys later.
Don't leave yet.
Bye
You
now.
gotta do the sign out.
Okay.
We got the sign out. We'll get
They
it.
got it. You can do it with
I
them,
got
Bobby.
you.
I'm not.
Hal, Missy, everybody was here tonight. You guys in the comment section. Thanks for hanging out with the cool kids, the Y&G Pub. You make sure you share, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Boom.
Thank you, Bob.
Good night.
Like that.
Good
Thank
night.
you, sir.
Then
Good night, brother. All right, guys, you heard it. Straight from the mouths of babes. That's how it rolls. We went up for I don't know, 4 hours now.
Yep. Damn near.
Damn. And we're all tired. But we thank you guys for coming. Gutter, you want to say goodnight to everybody before I count us out?
Good night, y'all. Thanks for coming. If you wasn't here, we would have no reason to be here. So thank you so much. And we will see you on Saturday at Rick's or Tuesday next week here. Thanks so much.
Boom. Yes. Thank you. And we're out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We gone.